Friday night football greetings from War Memorial Stadium. This is Benton Panther football on New Country, 106.7 The Ride and FidelityLocal6.com. Tonight the Panthers return to the capital city to face the upstart Little Rock Parkview Patriots. The Panthers enter the game on the heels of a narrow loss Saturday, 49-42 in a thrilling Salt Bowl against the Bryan Hornets. The Patriots come in tonight 1-0 after a 17-13 season-opening win at Star City. I'm Jim Gardner, joined in the booth by John Penn and Terry Benham. Dio Vanucci will join us from the Panther sideline. Tony Linehan from the Saline Courier handles stats, and as always, we're joined on the broadcast team by the number one fan of the Benton Panthers, Freddie Reinhardt. Tonight's broadcast is presented by the Benton Touchdown Club, the booster club of Panther football. Visit bentonpantherfootball.com to become a member of the Touchdown Club for team news, schedules, and more. Guys, as we join together again, we were right here 6 nights ago. 2 games in 1 week span, John Penn, here at War Memorial for the Panthers.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we can get Donnie Burks on the phone to find out the last time we won here, but I think we're 0-16. I don't remember ever winning here. Maybe we beat Catholic one time or something along in the 5 years. I'm not sure, but in recent history, we've not won on this field, and I would love to see that curse, or whatever it is, get broke here tonight.
It's a monkey that needs to get off the back, Terry.
Well, absolutely. I think the last time we did win was the last time we won the Salt Bowl, 14-7, as I remember. And it's been a good place for the Panthers to play, but it has failed to produce some wins, and that's one of the things that I think we've got to get back on track tonight.
Before we get to tonight, let's rewind to Saturday night, the Salt Bowl. A narrow loss for the Panthers. Bryant won at 49-42 in front of 32,000 fans here Saturday night. Going to be quite a difference in crowds tonight. John, Zach Wallace, his first varsity start for the Panthers, 23 carries, 175 yards, 4 catches for 58, 5 touchdowns for Zach.
Yeah, it was an amazing performance against possibly the best defense that the Panthers are going to see this season. And we knew he was talented. We saw him last year backing up as a sophomore, Brandon Hunter and Callahan and all of those guys that were seniors, and we knew he was going to be talented. But, boy, he put on a show Saturday night.
Terry Colin Morrow in his second ever career start, pretty efficient, 16 of 25, 206 yards through the air. He carried it 10 times for 63 yards.
Well, Nick Saban said a long time he's had some very good quarterbacks down at Alabama, but he said, the most important quarterback that he ever has is the one that doesn't turn the ball over or get you beat. And Colin Morrow has been playing like a senior. And every time he gets out on the field, we kind of kid about him being a gamer, but he really is because he gets out and he does just what the team needs and is effective at protecting the football.
Cameron Ross had 12 tackles to lead the defense, a tackle for loss, 1 quarterback hurry, and 1 interception. And, John, the offensive line, no sacks allowed against a very tough Bryant defense.
Yeah, and it's kind of a work in progress here, and now we've got some injuries. And we've got some dinged-up players on that O-line. But fortunately, Jason Gentry's got enough depth there that he can piece that together. I think we're going to be fine on the line. Everybody looks like they're going to heal up and be back by at least week 4 or week 5, I think. So I'm excited about our blocking up front. I think we're going to have a very strong running game. And there are some guys that can carry the football other than Zach Wallace. We got Antonio Fuller and a sophomore and by the name of DeAnthony Harper. And so we've got some talent back there. And
not to mention Bo Brewer.
Yeah, and Bo Brewer came in, and I thought he was a candidate for MVP last week, the way he played defense, offense, and special teams. So we're pretty deep at that running back position, and I think this Benton team, it's going to be a ground and pound type of a football program.
So we put the Salt Bowl to bed and look to tonight, the history of the series. This is the 11th meeting between the Panthers and Patriots. Benton has won 7 out of 10 and won last year, John, against a Parkview team that I think we felt a little sorry for with all that they were going through, a coaching change late in the summer. 61-0, the Panthers won. Parkview's last win against Benton was way back in 1972 when I was 1 year old.
Yeah, and I wasn't even born yet at that point. So in my lifetime, we've never lost. But look, this is a different Parkview program. This is going to be a little bit closer to where I think they were at in 2014 when they were really competitive. We know what Brad Boulding does for a football program. He gets kids out.
That's right.
He's good at getting parents excited. He's good at getting the kids to buy in. And you look here at these spirit squads for Parkview. They've got a pretty good-sized band, cheer squad. They've got a dance team. And you can tell these guys are excited. They got good-looking new uniforms. Parkview's coming to play, and Boulding's going to have these guys bought in, sold out, and ready to go. There are going to be kids transferring from all over Little Rock, North Little Rock, Pulaski County wanting to come play ball for him because that's what he does. He is a leader. And so I think this year is going to be the beginning of a rebuilding of what I think will become a really good Parkview program if Boulding stays around for a few years.
And for the Panthers, it's a monkey, Terry, that needs to get off the back. We mentioned it a minute ago. It's not the miracle at Markham, but misery at Markham. It's been 16 games since Benton won here back in 2005 in the Salt Bowl.
Well, you know, a big part of those losses have been we just haven't played well. And when you come out and you turn the ball over many times and you have tremendous amounts of penalties. I remember one game that we had here, we had over 100 yards in penalties, and you don't execute, then, you know, bad things are going to happen. And the Panthers, I think, showed what happens when you come out and you play a clean game. And so I'm hoping that tonight, not only do we reverse that trend and we get back on the winning side, but we also start a streak of 2 straight games at War Memorial that is playing clean football.
And hopefully we'll be back here the first weekend in December.
That's right.
We're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, Dio Vanucci will have his weekly interview with Brad Harris. This is Benton Panther Football on 106.7 The Ride in Fidelity Local 6.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting you to come see us at Everett Buick GMC and discover the Everett difference. But what is that difference? It's outstanding customer service, the largest Buick GMC inventory in Arkansas, a state-of-the-art facility, and an outstanding team of professionals who put your needs first. From sales to service to financing, the difference shows in everything we do every day. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
ACDI is Benton proud. We have a long history of community involvement and activism in Benton and the Saline County area. It's why we're excited to be relocating our business here and building our new headquarters in the downtown area. We're proud to sponsor the Benton Touchdown Club. Go Panthers!
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road. Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
Family-owned businesses are the backbone of a growing economy. For over 40 years, family-owned Warwick's Hydraulics has specialized in manufacturing and repairing welded hydraulic cylinders and making them to exact specifications for customers all over the country. This work is guaranteed and they ship anywhere in the USA. Warwick's Hydraulics, machine specialist and proud sponsor of Benton Panther football. Call Warwick's Hydraulics today at 501-316-3156 or email them at warwicks@live.com. Dependability is their family tradition.
One of the biggest factors in your child's learning experience, whether it's bookwork or athletics, is their vision. Doctors Glenn and Skinner and the skilled staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic are here to help you see a better world. And they want everyone to have access to quality eye care. For thorough, visual, and comprehensive eye exams, call our optometric physicians and staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic at 501-778-2020. For quality eye care close to home on Highway 5 next to the Long Hills entrance, Benton Eye Care Clinic.
Welcome back. We're here with head coach Brad Harris. Coach Harris, tonight you take on a Parkview team that's a little bit different from last year. They're revamped. But let's talk first about last week in the Salt Bowl and kind of, I know at the end of the game we talked about it, and you're pretty proud of your Panthers. Tell us how last week kind of led into practice this week and how that went.
Well, I thought last week our guys played with a lot of heart, a lot of desire, want to. And, we knew we had to do that going into the ball game because Bryant's such a good football team. So I think a lot of that momentum carried over into our practice. Our offense had probably the best week of practice we've had as an overall week. I think and a lot of that carried over from the momentum we had from that ball game because I thought offensively we played really well. Defensively, we were still up and down just a little bit, but I think they were had a little bit of confidence because they know that we did play with a team like Bryant. So, this week has been a good week. Hopefully we can continue to build off of it and play a much improved Parkview team tonight.
So let's talk about Parkview a little bit. Give us a little preview. They've got a new head coach in Brad Bolding, came from North Little Rock, or former coach of North Little Rock from a couple years ago. You've watched them on film. Tell us about their offense and their defense. What are we going to see tonight out of them? Well,
they're a much improved team. Very much more organized than they were last year. You can see that they have a little bit more desire to play. Last year it was a tough situation losing their head coach right before the season, and you could tell they didn't have a lot of confidence and everything. But Coach Bolding has them going in the right direction. Kids are playing together as a team. You can tell last year they had nothing to do like that. But they're going to be a very much improved team from last year. Offensively, they're in a spread-oriented formation a lot of times with a lot of two-back run game. 2-by-1 sets. They will get into some spread stuff, but they like to run the football. And they've got a good little running back. They've got a young man that's moved over from North Little Rock that's actually one of their running backs. He played a little bit last year for North Little Rock as a running back, and they also have a kid that's playing linebacker for them that moved over from North Little Rock. So that's a big help for them to add two good players along with what they had last year because they were really young last year. But offensively, we look for them to run the football. Their quarterback is a very athletic young man. He's a runner first and then a play-action passer, we think, by watching one game on him and then just seeing him this summer in 7-on-7. He's not as polished of a passer, but he can run the football, very athletic. Defensively, they base out of a 3-4 defense, and they spin a lot of cover 3 down on you and everything and play some man coverage. Very aggressive in the box. Their linebackers attack downhill well, and they're athletic. The thing that we hope that we got on them is they're playing about 6 kids both ways all night. So we feel like, if they do hang in with us for a while, we hope that we can wear them down as the game goes on, and get that big offensive line leaning on them and everything, keep our defense attacking them.
Yeah, well, you guys had some success with that last week. Our big offensive line really kind of wore down Bryant's defensive line and really allowed Zach Wallace to break free. He scored 5 touchdowns last week against Bryant. I kind of look for Zach Wallace to have another big night tonight. Who are some of your other guys that you look for to have a big night tonight in the offense?
Well, we need Colin to step in tonight, and we've expanded just a little bit from what we did last week. We didn't want to put too much on his plate, I should say, last week in such a big ball game and everything, and we knew that we had to run the football with Zach a lot. We've done a little bit more this week in our pass game, our screen game. Last week wasn't a good matchup for us with Bryant's DBs on our receivers, but this week we feel like we got a good opportunity to throw the football around a little bit more. But, we're going to lean on Zach a lot this year. You see what he's capable of doing last week, and our guys up front did a tremendous job, didn't allow a sack, had a lot of positive yards all night. So we're going to lean on Zach a lot, and then Colin will help us out in the run game. But we got to get it going offensive a little bit with our passing game.
All right, now let's talk about defense. I know you like talking about defense. I know you weren't happy because the PDC doesn't give up 49 points. And I know I heard you say that to your kids after the game last week. So what changes have you made this week? What adjustments have you made to make sure that the defense is tightened up a little bit?
Well, Dale, the biggest thing that we had a problem with the other night was our run fits. We were overrunning everything, and we were giving up the cutback on just about every play. We always tell our linebackers the number one mistake that a high school linebacker makes is overrunning a play. He thinks he's got to get there now when he needs to just play it inside out and everything. And a lot of times we had that problem the other night, and give Bryant's offensive line and their running back good credit. They picked that and they exploited us there, and they cut it back and they hurt us there. And it wasn't necessarily at the point of attack a lot of times. So we've really emphasized, run fits this week and talking to our linebackers about not getting in such a big hurry to get over the top, to plug the backside gaps, things like that. So we hope that makes a big adjustment for us this week.
Yeah, we saw last night watching some Thursday night football, we were able to watch the Patriots, and their defensive motto, which they failed on miserably, was do your job. And I know your defense really harps on that. Every individual has to do their job because they've got to be gap sound. So, a lot of new players last week we saw. Give us some names, give us some kids that you're looking to have that need to have a big night tonight for your defense to be successful.
We graduated 8 off last year's team, and every linebacker we have is new this year, playing first-time varsity. I thought Cameron Ross did a great job last week on the edge, replacing at our spur position. We need him to have another big night because they like to put the ball on the edge. He's got to be our edge setter a lot of times. He and Bo Brewer at our spur and bandit positions. They've got to turn everything back in. I thought they did a pretty good job of that last week. We need our senior linebackers in the middle, Bryson Krebs and Brock Morris, to really step in, and those are the guys that we're talking about the run fits. They've got to plug in the middle and deny that backside cutback, and that's going to be big tonight because the running backs for Parkview are very quick, very elusive. They're slashers, so if we're not gap sound, we'll be in trouble with that backside cutback. So Brock needs to have a good night tonight, Bryson Krebs, and then Kyvan Carroll, our other linebacker in the box. We need those 3 guys really to step up. D-line, I thought we did a pretty good job, and our secondary fits were not too bad, but those 3 guys in the box, they've got to be good this week.
Have you guys taken, not to have sour grapes about last week, but have you guys shown Cameron Ross how to get away from a hold? I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that.
We try to work that every day in practice, but it wasn't. I guess they were a little better at holding last week than we were better getting off. So, Cameron did a great job for what he had to work against last week, we felt like.
Well, I felt like you're exactly right. Cameron Ross really showed up. He was a name that we weren't really familiar with. So, anyway, well, Coach, have a great game tonight. Right. I think you guys are going to do fantastic. I know it's an improved Parkview team, but I trust the Benton Panthers, especially how we performed last week. Yeah. So I'm not going to give a score prediction tonight. I'm gonna wait and see because this is an unknown Parkview. We're going to head to the break, and when we come back, we're going to go back to Jim and the guys in the booth.
Smith Caldwell Drug is located in the heart of downtown Benton. We're an independently owned pharmacy that strives to give our patients the best quality and care possible. We offer free delivery service and convenient drive-through window. Our friendly staff will help you with your insurance billing needs and much more. Be sure to shop our large boutique, gift section, and baby department where you get free gift wrapping. Smith Caldwell Drug in the heart of downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Farmers Bank and Trust is proud to support the Benton Panthers and wish all of our local football teams, cheerleaders, bands, and supporters a safe football season. With multiple full-service branch and ATM locations throughout southern Arkansas, Farmers Bank and Trust is here for all your financial needs, now and in the future. Open an account, apply for a mortgage loan, or find a convenient Farmers Bank and Trust location near you today by visiting myfarmers.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Saline County is one of the fastest growing areas in the entire country. At Saline Memorial, we've been growing too. Our hospital is in the top 5% for patient safety nationwide. We've incorporated advanced technology, expanded services, and strategic partnerships that bring the state's best doctors right here. And we've done it all without losing the comfort of private rooms and personalized care. This is healthy growth, close to home. Saline Memorial.
Welcome back to War Memorial Stadium and the Everett Buick GMC Panther pregame show on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6. John Penn, you've been breaking down the Benton offense and Parkview defense matchup. What have you discovered about that matchup tonight?
Well, I think when you look at the roster, you're going to see a lot of names. There's starters for Parkview on offense and defense. And I think that's going to give Parkview a lot of trouble here tonight because the Panthers like to run that up-tempo, hurry-up, very physical offense, ground and pound, Zach Wallace, and then they're going to spread the love around with Gavin Wells, maybe throw downfield to Clayton Mertens. So the Panthers can do a lot, and I think if they get Parkview on their heels, I think that fatigue comes into play here. I think they'll get frustrated rather quickly. I look for the Panthers to really wear that defense down in the second half.
An injury to the Panther offensive line, Jensen White, the starting left tackle, going to be out for several weeks.
And that's huge, but fortunately we've got some depth. We started with 8 O-linemen. We're down to 6.9. we got a couple of guys dinged up here and there, but I think we got enough depth that we'll get through that just fine.
Parkview exclusively 3-4 look last week at Star City. Offensively for the Patriots against the Benton defense, Terry, what have you found this week?
Well, they're fast. You know, they've got a lot of athletes that can get downfield in a hurry. The offensive line was what really stood out against Star City. But just like John said, you know, I think that the tempo that Benton runs on defense, not just offense but defense, it's a constant pressure, attacking from the linebackers, a lot of stunts from the offensive line. I think that for Benton to be successful, they're going to have to put pressure on the quarterback. I think they're going to be able to do that because I think eventually that offensive line is going to wear down.
Saw Parkview with a 2-to-1 run-to-pass ratio at Star City last week.
Right.
Real ground-heavy for Brad Bolding's Patriots.
Well, you know, their quarterback is really good. He's a great dual quarterback, but a downfield passing attack is probably not his best suit. And so that's why I say if Benton can get to them and get them in a lot of third and long situations, then I think it's going to present an opportunity for turnovers, and that'll be fortunate for the Panthers.
So we take a look at this week in Benton Panther football, and boy, it's been a good week. On Tuesday night, the junior varsity played Lake Hamilton at home and picked up a 42-28 win. How about the 7th grade, John? I know that's been a long time coming for you. They were on the short end of the stick Tuesday at North Little Rock, but it's good to see 7th grade football back in the Benton School District.
It really is. Good to see it, even though it's a loss. Still just glad to see that they're competing.
The 8th graders won last night at McConnell Stadium in Conway over Conway White 32-20. And boy, what a performance from Michael Jefferson and the freshmen last night. 316 all-purpose yards for Michael Jefferson, and he won up Zach Wallace with a 6-touchdown performance as the freshman won over Conway White last night 47-34. Both of our junior high teams 2-0 to start the season.
That's right, and not only that, but our 10th grade, or our JV team, also with a big win at Lake Hamilton. So that's 3 straight underclassmen football teams that are going to be providing the Benton Panthers with a lot of depth over the next few years.
That's right.
Last week in the 6A West, of course, the Panthers dropped a 7-point game to Bryan in the Salt Bowl. Greenwood, very impressive in their opener, 34-7 over Fort Smith Northside. El Dorado likewise over Camden Fairview, 29-7. Rogers beat Siloam Springs by a point. Lake Hamilton in the opener of the Tommy Gillerin era defeated Hot Springs 35-7. McClellan put it on Sheridan 51-7. Pleasant Grove, Texas defeated Texarkana 27-20. And maybe the surprise on the scoreboard last week, John, Morrilton knocked off the defending state champ Russellville Cyclones 21-20.
Well, they lost a lot of seniors and they lost their coach. So it's going to be a rebuilding year for the Cyclones, and we'll see if they can kind of pull things together here before conference starts. You know, we're going to see those guys at the Palace in just a couple of weeks.
2 weeks from tonight in the 6A West. In addition to this game here at War Memorial Stadium, Arkadelphia is at Sheridan. Boy, a good one up in Cabot. El Dorado has made the trip to play the Panthers. Fort Smith Southside's at Greenwood. Russellville at Rogers Heritage. Texas High at Arkansas High. Lake Hamilton at Malvern, and Siloam Springs is at Harrison. We'll be taking a look at the county schools as well, as Harmony Grove picked up a win over Bauxite last week in the Saline River Shootout, and Glen Rose beat Malvern in a game that was delayed by a day to a referee no-show. Tonight in Saline County, the Hornets have gone to the northwest to play Fayetteville. Glen Rose is at Bauxite, and Fountain Lake is at Harmony Grove. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we'll have our picks to click and John's pinpoint keys to a Panther victory. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride in Fidelity Local 6.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Hi, this is Kim Hammer. You may know me as State Representative Kim Hammer, but I would like to ask you to consider allowing me to be State Senator Kim Hammer. As your state representative, I've tried to be your voice at the Capitol, and I would like to continue that tradition as your next state senator in fall of 2018. I'd like to wish the Benton Panthers good luck on what I hope will be a successful season for the football team, but also for all the Saline County teams, that we might continue a tradition of excellence not only academically, but also on the sports field as well.
Shh! Can you keep a secret? Big news is coming soon to your UA Little Rock Benton campus. But it's no secret that we offer affordable, convenient day and night classes all in the heart of your hometown, Benton. And that's not all. We take care of financial aid, admissions, and academic advising even if you choose to attend the Little Rock campus. UA Little Rock Benton, keeper of big secrets and proud supporter of Benton Panther football. Sharing secrets soon at www.ualr.edu/Benton. Where else do steak and peanut lovers go without having to clean up the mess? Colton Steakhouse and Grill of Benton, naturally. Nothing like browsing the menu while munching on our endless buckets of peanuts. Colton Steakhouse and Grill has something for everyone. USDA choice juicy hand-cut steaks, fresh homemade yeast rolls, seafood, tender chicken, fall-off-the-bone ribs, juicy burgers, and crispy salads. Come on into 1925 Landers Drive in Benton, where we are locally owned, operated, and staffed. Let Colton Steakhouse and Grill do the rest for you.
Panthers take the field, running through the inflatable tunnel, and the smoke provided by Independent Fire Extinguisher Sales and Service. Randy Adney and his team at 515 Bird Street in Benton are there for all your fire extinguisher needs. Their number is 778-4197. And so we get to the picks to click. John, who's your guys this week?
Well, I'm going to go with Zach Wallace and Cameron Ross. They both had monster weeks last week, and I think they're set up to have success again this week.
Dio, your pick to click tonight.
Well, I'm going to go with Gavin Wells. I think he had a great game last week. I mean, he had, 69 yards in receiving, but the reality is he's a young player. He's only a sophomore. I think he's going to have a chance to show out tonight. And then on defense, I went with Bryson Krebs. Bryson's got to have a good game for the Benton defense to do well.
Freddie Reinhardt last night from a booth at Stobie's in Conway picked number 10 and number 5. Colin Morrow on offense and Kyvan Carroll on defense. And Terry, as the winner last week, you get the last pick.
Well, I'll go with Bo Brewer and Bo Brewer. Bo is a two-sided athlete. He plays really critical third down and tough yard situations at tailback, and then I think he's going to provide a lot of quarterback pressure on the edge, and I think he's going to have a great ball game.
John, give us 3 pinpoint keys to a Panther victory.
Well, we're going to have to do better covering on kickoffs. I think we saw that as kind of a weakness in our special teams last week. Defensively, get off blocks better. Last week there were 0 sacks, 2 quarterback hurries, 5 tackles for a loss. You need to see more getting in the backfield and putting pressure on the quarterback and getting them in 3-and-out situations, and then ground and pound on the offense with Zach Wallace. And I think that's kind of the thing that was the most consistent for the Panthers offensively, and I look for them to really go to that tonight against Parkview.
As we've got the teams on their sideline, the Patriot kickoff team lined up to kick, the Panther receiving team on the field. and the color guard remaining on the field. The national anthem not played, Terry.
Well, it's early in the season, and I'm gonna give everybody a pass, but that's a pretty bad faux pas to not have the national anthem prior to the game. And to the color guard's credit, they have not exited the field.
They have not abandoned their post.
So referee visits with Brad Bolding across the way. This is the Patriots' first ever home game at War Memorial Stadium.
That's right.
So working out the bugs, and certainly that's one you definitely want to work out and be sure you get the national anthem in. So we've got a momentary pause as Brad Bolding and the officiating crew visit across the way, and now the color guard exiting the field, guys. And we are going to begin this football game as Juan Aguiar, the kicker for Parkview, has it teed up at the 40. Tristan Hutchinson and DJ Sturgis deep to return for the Panthers. All of the fans sitting across the way on the east side of the stadium, the west side empty. Parkview fans to the right of the 50, Benton fans to the left of the 50 as Aguiar puts his foot into it, and it's a high and over-end kick that Hutchinson fields at the 11, making his way to the far sideline. Tristan up the Patriots sideline is hit at the 35 and falls forward to the 37. Good field position, John, for the Panther offense to begin their first drive.
Yeah, it was a nice return by Hutchinson. He saw what the kick team was going to give him, and they were going to give him the sideline. That was it. He gets some positive yardage. So it's a pretty good field position for the Panthers. And, well, Terry, you'd love to see these guys get off to a fast start. I believe the Patriots have a little bit of spunk to their step here tonight.
First down and 10 Benton at their own 37-yard line. James Durling is starting at right tackle. Bo Belcher, the right guard. Jackson Shelton, the center. Jared Hastings, the left guard. Joshua George, the left tackle. Colin Morrow going deep on the first play, and Michael Allison hauls it in Parkview territory at the 30-yard line. A big gain on first down for the Panthers.
Well, you could see, John, that they saw something on camera that they liked, and they took advantage of it deep down the field.
33 yards on first down. The Panthers hurry to the line of scrimmage, swing pass to Zach Wallace, and he's going to be tripped up at the 29-yard line, a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The Panthers are in overdrive, going as fast as they can go. They want to get Parkview on their heels and get out with a score quick. And right now, Terry, 2 passes for the Benton offense.
2nd down and 9, Benton at the Parkview 29. Zach Wallace with his first carry of the night. And, boy, he is thumped in the hole by Kamon Frazier, the 5'10", 190-pound senior linebacker for Parkview. It'll be 3rd down and 8, Benton.
Well, that was a good defensive pressure.
And on 3rd and 8, Morrow fakes, throws. Gavin Wells catches it. Wells makes a man miss, has the first down in the red zone inside the 10 down to the 6.
Well, this isn't exactly what we thought the Panther offense would do. I think we all felt like they would come out with a sort of a ground game in mind, but here they come out throwing the ball, moving down the field, looking good here, starting out on the first quarter.
1:09 into the game, and Benton's at the Parkview 6, and Zach Wallace is in the end zone for a Benton Panther touchdown, and the Panthers 5 plays right down the field, guys. Great start tonight, Terry, for the Panthers.
Well, it sure was, and like John was saying, they come out, they start chunking the ball all over the field, and then they do give it to Zach, and Zach walks in untouched into the end zone for his 6th touchdown in 2 games.
Extra point by Tylon Akdamar is no good. He hooked it to the left. And so with 10:47 to go in the first quarter, Benton on a 5-play, 63-yard drive in just 1:13 takes a 6-0 lead. And for the first time in the game tonight, we go down to Dio Vanucci on the Panther sideline.
Yeah, the Panther sideline is pretty excited down here. What a great start for Colin Morrow. You notice that they had the coverage bracketed over there over the top of Gavin Wells on that. They're obviously expecting us to throw a little bit more this week, but Panthers making quick work of it with Zach Wallace.
Couldn't have scripted it better, John.
So much for establishing the run. We established the pass, and Zach Wallace walks into the end zone on that touchdown run. And, well, I tell you what, Justin Ray, Brad Harris never cease to surprise with the game plan that they come up with, especially those first few plays they script.
Well, one of the things that I noticed real quick, I stopped in mid-sentence a while ago because the tempo is so fast that it's clear that they're trying to wear their defense out early in this game.
So Tylon Actamar to kick off for the Panthers. As you're listening to Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride, New Country, and watching via live stream on bentonpantherfootball.com, courtesy of Fidelity Local 6. It's a pooch kick that is going to be fielded and falling out of bounds as he made the catch. William Canoe at the 29-yard line. So we see the Patriot offense for the first time tonight and the Panther demolition crew, the PDC, Terry.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good, strong defensive front coming at them this time, and I think you're going to see a lot of kamikaze linebacker action coming in and really trying to apply pressure to that Parkview quarterback.
Starters up front for Benton: Ty Nethery at one defensive end, Blake Edwards at the other end. Robert Langford is the nose man tonight. First down and 10, Parkview. They set with the running back to the left. Allman takes a low snap, and he's going to be tackled in the backfield by Kyvan Carroll. Guys, it looked like the snap rolled back to him, and Kyvan Carroll, Johnny, on the spot for the Benton D.
Yeah, getting pressure, and that was one of the things they weren't able to do very well against Bryant last week. And you see Carroll coming through there with a great tackle for loss, and now Parkview in a second and long situation.
Kyvan Carroll, Bryson Krebs, and Brock Morris, the linebackers. Second down and 12. And there's an interception. Cameron Ross is going to score. Wow. Cameron with his second interception of the season, and he took that one to the house. 27 yards and a Benton score. And, boy, they have taken the air out of Parkview in less than 2 minutes. It's 12-0 Panthers.
Have you ever seen the movie Patton, where Patton stands up and says, Rommel, I read your book, because he absolutely read that play like a book, had stepped in front of the pass, and then took it to the house.
Yeah, he saw that one coming before it even snapped the ball. And I'm loving my picks to click tonight, guys. I'm telling you, this is a runaway train.
Panthers going to go for two. Empty backfield. Now they bring Wallace in motion. Give it to Wells, who throws. And it's beyond the reach of Michael Allison on a double reverse pass down at the goal line. The two-point conversion fails, but with 10:05 remaining in the first quarter, Benton leads it 12-0. Wow, Dio Vanucci, what a play by Cameron Ross.
Well, I knew when John Penn took him as his pick to click that and he had Zach Wallace, it was going to be a long night for the three of us. Cameron Ross, we saw flashes of brilliance from him last week when he wasn't being held. It was only a matter of time before he did something special like that. And I got to tell you, right there on that last play on the two-point conversion, Gavin Wells rolling out, and he threw that pass. Coach Harris caught him as he got to the sideline and said, nobody's going to stop you, son. Run it on in. So I think Parkview might be in for a long night here, guys.
Well, this is exactly what we needed to do against a team that's athletic. They're playing on their home field, is get up early, Terry. I mean, it's a good way to start out the game and maybe kind of get them back on their heels a little bit.
It's absolutely a great way to start the game.
It's Tylon Actamar to kick off for the Panthers. Following the Cameron Ross interception return for a touchdown, Actamar going to kick this one deep, and it's fielded back at the 10, bobbled by the Parkview return man. Now he finds running room, and there's some of that speed on display. And a tackle at the 41-yard line by Devin Griffin. That's a great return by Tyrell Hadley.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tyrell Hadley.
That's one of the things we talked about in the pregame, Jim, is kickoffs. We saw Bryant almost break loose several times last week, and well, with this speed, we're going to have to do a better job of covering that up. Don't give Parkview anything cheap here tonight.
First down and 10 Patriots at their own 41. Panthers on top 12-0 early in the first quarter. Trip receivers to the right. Allman's going to keep on the zone read, bounces off a tackle and is going to advance the football to the 46-yard line. Give him 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Well, if Parkview is going to be successful offensively, this is exactly what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to just slow things down and try to run that read option and find gaps that they can run in and use their athletic ability.
Zach Smith, one of those athletes in the Parkview backfield, a 4.37 40, a lot of speed back there, and Zach Smith is the one that gets it, and he's going to be bottled up after a 1-yard gain by Bryson Krebs. Brock Morris in there as well, John, for the Panther defense.
Yeah, good job by the middle linebackers. Staying disciplined there, filling their gaps, and there's a good tackle by Krebs. And, you know, you don't want to bounce off of these guys. You want to wrap up. And we saw on the first play there, one of the linebackers sort of bounced off the quarterback. That was a good wrap-up tackle by Krebs.
DJ Sturgis, Tristan Hutchinson, and Blake Smith, the Panthers secondary tonight. 3rd down and 5 for Parkview. Allman looking deep for Zach Smith, and it's batted away by Tristan Hutchinson. A great play by the Panther cornerback, and it's going to leave Parkview with a 4th down.
Well, Tristan's showing his speed right there. He was beat deep, and he made up the ground and got back in time to make a great play on the ball. Almost came up with the interception.
Was a tough throw rolling like that, too, by that quarterback.
See some of Allman's athletic ability, able to get that much on the throw, on the run. It'll be a 4th down for Parkview. Brad Bolding sends on his punt team. That's Juan Aguiar who puts a foot into it. And coming up to make a fair catch for the Panthers, Peyton Paulette at the 24. So Benton will have it for the 2nd time tonight, and already with a 2-score lead, and we go down to the Panther sideline and Dio Vanucci.
You know, one thing we haven't really talked about this week is the difference in environment from the Salt Bowl to this week with, you know, it just being a regular season game. Last week, the Panthers really had a lot of energy provided by the crowd. This week, they're going to have to provide that energy for themselves.
Colin Morrow, a 5'11", 160-pound junior, is your Benton quarterback. 1st and 10 Panthers at their own 24-yard line. Morrow rolls out, throws, trying to get it to Peyton Paulette on the crossing route. It's incomplete. Colin throwing a dart there that time. Peyton couldn't hold on to it, Terry.
Well, yeah, and he threw it a little bit behind him that time. Peyton did a good job making a play on the ball. Wesley Stoon was there to knock it down.
2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Gavin Wells in motion. Panthers now with trip receivers to the right, and we've got a penalty marker and an offside coming up against Parkview. John, one of your favorite offensive plays.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any team in the state that does that more than Benton does. It's kind of amazing. I don't know. How many times did Beck do that in his career? It seemed like he did it at least 2 times a game.
Can we just go ahead and call it the Nate Beck hard count?
We need to.
Panthers pick up 5 yards on the penalty. It'll be 2nd down and 5, and the give is to Zach Wallace coming right, and Wallace is going to carry up to the 32-yard line where he's tackled by Kamon Frazier and Tyrell Hadley. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers at the 32. Panthers with trips to the wide side of the field, single receiver to the short side, the near side, as the Panthers move left to right on your radio dial here in the first quarter. Zach Wallace in the backfield. Colin Morrow's going to turn. Hand to Zach Wallace. He's got the 1st down over the 35 to the 36-yard line. Joe Howard on the tackle for Parkview, but it's a fresh set of downs, 1st down.
Yeah,
John.
they had them all in the box on that 3rd and short play and man coverage, but good blocking there. You see Bo Belcher with the lead, and he took out 2 guys. A good job by number 50, the senior.
1st down and 10, Benton. Ball just shy of the 37. Morrow fakes to Wallace, now looking deep, throwing to the man in the seam. That's Peyton Paulette, who makes the catch at the 40, and penalty markers come in.
Well, that was a good deep route. I'm not sure who pushed off on who first. I guess we'll find out right here.
Beautiful touch pass by Colin Morrow. Peyton Paulette hauled it in, but we're going to get a pass interference call on Peyton Paulette, John.
Yeah, but look, I know we're gonna be in a first and 20 forever, which is we're used to that on this field. We had a 4th and 56 at one point, but look,
hey, Nethery got
what I
on
like
me
about
for
that is, you know, we're having some success in the passing game tonight. We know what we can do in the run game. That was a beautiful play action pass, and I'll tell you what, if the Panthers can really make that go for them, they're going to be a hard offense to stop.
Oh, yeah,
in the
absolutely.
6A West.
Absolutely.
Because you got to pick your poison.
Well, it's clear that Justin Ray felt in the film room that he can throw on these guys, and we're seeing a lot more action from Colin.
Gunslinging tonight from the Panthers. 1st down and 25 following the penalty. Colin is going to be hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss that time. And making the tackle, a transfer from North Little Rock, Trevon Hadley, an all-stater last year for a team that played in the state championship game, Terry.
Well, that's right. He was an all-state player at North Little Rock, and he is definitely a player that plays both ways and somebody they can depend on.
It's 2nd down and 27 Panthers from their own 18-yard line. Jackson Shelton, the center, snaps it to Colin Morrow, who's going to keep trying to follow a block of Jared Hastings around the right side, and he's going to carry to the 26-yard line, a gain of 8, and it'll be 3rd and long Panthers.
Well, I like the call. I mean, it's still 3rd and long, but it's not 3rd and near as long as it was. So I think it's a good call. Let him get 8 or 10 yards, and now you're a good seam pass away from a 1st down here. What about Clayton Mertens?
3rd down and 20 for Benton. Trip receivers to the left. Single receiver to the right. Wallace in the backfield with Colin Morrow. Morrow going to swing it out to Zach Wallace. Good blocking on the edge by Gavin Wells, and Clayton Mertens. Not going to be enough for the 1st down, though, as it's a gain of 9 to the 35, and Benton will face 4th and long.
Hey, you know, sometimes the other team plays good defense and shuts your drive down. Of course, we helped them out with a minus 10-yard penalty, but that time they had that swing pass covered really well, and Parkview made a great defensive play.
Clock under 6 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Benton leads at 12-0. And facing a 4th and 11 at their own 35. Bryson Krebs on to punt. He had one punt in the Salt Bowl of 41 yards. Bo Brewer is the Panther deep snapper. It's a perfect snap. Krebs with a high spiraling punt that is going to be fielded by Terrell Hadley of Parkview at the Patriot 36-yard line. Great punt that time by Bryson Krebs. Good hang time, John.
Yeah, and that's what we needed to see. Flip the field, pin them back on their side of the field after the penalties and the mistakes. And we kind of hold your breath sometimes on special teams. And,
no doubt.
You know, you have a bad snap there or a blocked punt, and all of a sudden Parkview's right back in this thing. And this is where that PDC needs to show up and see if we can make another big play.
So a 1st and 10 Patriots at their own 36-yard line, and they give it to the running back. Fumble on the play. Panthers diving in. You see Kyvan Carroll pointing that the Panthers had recovered, and we'll wait on the referee signal. Off come the Panthers, and it's Benton Panther football. John, did you see who recovered it?
Yeah, Nethery was in there on top of it. I think Langford, the nose guard, came away with the ball. Nethery did a good job that time of getting off of his block, something we talked about in the pregame. And not sure exactly how that all went down.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Langford came away with the ball.
Nethery made a good play in there, collapsing that lane. And here we got the replay. As you see, look, that's a good play by Langford and our signal went dead. But Langford came in, and he was the one that got penetration. Nethery with the tackle, and Langford with the the scoop.
1st and 10 following the turnover, and it's Gavin Wells on the jet sweep, and he's going to pick up 8 yards to the Parkview 29-yard line. Hard tackle on Wells at the end of that play, but boy, some shifty running from Gavin.
Reminds me a little bit of Drew Harris.
Yeah,
just kind of his
does.
running style and his skill set. He's kind of good at everything, you know.
2nd down and 2, Panthers at the Parkview 29 following the turnover. Colin Morrow drops back. It's a tunnel screen and is played beautifully to Peyton Paulette, and he's going to have a 1st down inside the Parkview 15 down to the 12. It's a gain of 14 yards.
That was great open field running by Paulette. I think he's a little shaken up on the play. I think he fell on the football, but he did some great open field running, picking the right holes to go through.
Bring Braxton Slaughter in to replace Paulette, who comes to the Panther sideline. 1st and 10, Benton at the 16. A double move for the Panthers, and they tried to get it to Braden Hendricks, and it got through his hands in the end zone, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was great coverage by Canu. And Braden, I thought he had his hands on it at the very end, but it was just a little too high, and he couldn't make a play on it.
2nd down and 10 for the Panthers. Ball at the 12-yard line. So Panthers with Clayton Mertens in the backfield with Zach Wallace this time. They'll run the misdirection to the left. Wallace running hard down near the 5-yard line. They're going to give him the 4, and it'll be 3rd and 2 Panthers at the Parkview 4.
You just got to love the way Wallace runs between the tackles, and this is a place down here, 3rd and short. You're on the goal line. This is where you got to get macho, Terry.
Yeah.
And run the football.
That's right.
Panthers,
nothing pretty about this.
Panthers 5 of 6 in the red zone in the Salt Bowl Saturday night. And an opportunity to punch another one in as Colin Morrow's going to keep. Reverses field. Colin Morrow is down near the goal line. He's in the end zone, guys. They're going to mark him short,
man,
and we can't get a call in that end zone.
These guys, they have some issue with the 1-inch line down there.
I just have no idea. I'm going to tell you what, Morrow did pretty much most of that by himself.
Here's the replay right here.
Yeah, he lands on top of the defender, so I guess that's what they saw, but his knee or elbow wasn't down.
Centimeters from the end zone, and the Panthers are going to go with the heavy package. Robert Langford in the backfield this time. Bring Peyton Paulette in motion.
Jeez.
Zach Wallace is going to get into the end zone as the Panther offensive line had moved the line 5 yards into the end zone, John.
I mean, they reestablished the line of scrimmage literally in the back of the end zone, and that's a pretty impressive. You'd have to describe that as the bulldozer.
Maybe that's what we should call that formation from now on, the bulldozer.
Well, I love it.
formation.
Langford in the backfield, and hey, look, that play he made on defense, recovering that fumble, he earned the right to be in on offense.
Panthers go to the swinging gate now, and the flip from Clayton Mertens over the head of Bo Brewer. And so the try fails. Brad Harris immediately out on the field to talk to his special teams group. But, guys, a 6-play, 37-yard touchdown drive. 3:42 to go in the first quarter. Benton leads at 18-0 as we go to the sideline. Dio, the haunted end zone down there on the south end.
Yeah, guys, but the side judge turned to me. He said, hey, tell John Penn he owes me $20. He knew that if he didn't call Morrow in right there, they were going to give the ball to Zach Wallace and get your pick to click some more points. So all I got to say is this end zone has not been good to us. But from a guy that was standing here with the same vantage point as the referee, I'm not really sure how you don't give the quarterback the touchdown there.
Well, the same way you don't give the running back the touchdown last week.
Dio Vanucci with the conspiracy theory. I like it. There may be something to this.
I'm buying in.
There's something about this south end zone.
No doubt. As the Panthers up 18-0, 6 plays, 37 yards. Zach Wallace cashes in from a yard out following the Benton defense, the PDC forcing a fumble. As Tylon Akdamar kicks off, it's fielded by Parkview at the 15-yard line, and a shifty return by Tyrell Hadley to the 27, where Parkview will put it in play 1st and 10.
Well, it was a great kickoff coverage. Everybody kind of had their lane, stayed home, didn't get out of position, and a great tackle by Bo Brewer.
You just kind of hold your breath when that speedy back gets it. You saw what he could do on that last kickoff return, and at least I have something for pinpoints to start out next week that we'll need to do a little bit better at Greenbrier.
17 snaps in the game thus far for Benton, only 6 for Parkview. Their 4th possession of the ball game. Benton has forced 2 turnovers already. Allman drops back to pass. He's firing deep, and that one almost intercepted by DJ Sturgis. A diving attempt at an interception at the 42.
Devin Griffin.
Excuse me, Devin Griffin. John, thank you.
Well, I've got binoculars, Jim, and you're doing 4 jobs at one time. It's an easy mistake to make. That 4, it's kind of a long number, but great play there by Devin Griffin.
Very good play by Devin. He had a great night in the Salt Bowl, had 4 tackles, a 5'10", 160-pound junior cornerback for the Panthers in on this series. 2nd down and 10, Parkview. And Allman keeps. Robert Langford is going to be the first to hit him. Blake Smith and Bo Brewer assist on the tackle at the 34-yard line. A gain of 8. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Patriots.
Well, that was a really nice read by the quarterback there. This is the kind of situation that they can be successful in. If they could get to 3rd down and short and keep the ball on the ground and just grind it down the field, then I think that they have a chance to be successful.
Allman to take the snap. He lines his back to his left hip. They give it. No, Allman pulls it. Great run by Allman over midfield. Panther 40, 30-yard line. He's going to be tackled by Blake Smith and Kyvan Carroll at the Benton 26-yard line. A really good read that time, John, by Allman. 1st down, Parkview.
Well, he faked everybody out, and then he got a good block on the edge. And then one of our corners just, I don't think
it was Blake Smith.
I don't think he knew he had the ball. And so
Blake Smith lit him up at the end of that play.
1st down and 10, Parkview at the Benton 26-yard line. Allman looking deep. Allman pumps. Allman throws. Had a receiver open, but overthrew him. That was Keaton Richardson. And again, Devin Griffin coming over in coverage.
I'm going to tell you, Terry, you were right about this offensive line. He had all day to throw, and if he was a little bit more accurate with his passing, we'd have a game that would be very close on the scoreboard right now.
Well, I will tell you this offensive line protected their quarterback against Jack Gassaway, who's 6'7", 300 pounds.
2nd down and 10, Patriots. They give it to Zach Smith, and he is hit by the middle linebacker, Bryson Krebs. John, that was textbook tackling from the Mike linebacker.
Yeah, he's got to be the hammer. He's got to put his head up in there and close that gap when he sees the runner coming through there, and he met him. And he won, and it was a matter of physics there, and and the big boy wins that battle, Terry.
That's right. He had a little assistance there with Brock Morris, too.
3rd down and 10, Patriots. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Appreciate all the folks traveling to Fayetteville this weekend listening to us on 106.7 The Ride. On the 3rd down play, Allman fakes it to Smith. Going to keep Kyvan Carroll. Got him. He gets away from Carroll. He gets away from another Panther. Cameron Ross holds him up. Boy, what an exhilarating play that results in a 2-yard loss. And the Panther pursuit relentless that time as Sean Thornton, Bo Belcher, and Mikhail Dukes get off the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, and a good job by the young sophomore there, Thornton, staying with that play. I think everybody on the Benton defense touched him at least once, and Brad Harris has had enough. Oh, if Parkview decides they need to take a timeout.
Well, Parkview's got to rest his most dangerous weapon, who ran about 75 yards for that 2-yard gain.
And you can see why Brad Harris was very wary of Gary Allman on the scrambles.
Yeah.
He can flat go, Terry.
He's very shifty. He's got legitimate 4.4 speed, and I think that he is a really good athlete that if we don't play good gap coverage, then we're going to be in a world of hurt if he gets in open space.
Allman, a 5'9", 175-pound junior. The quarterback for Parkview is Brad Bolding. Sends his offense back out onto the field. A 4th down and 11 at the Benton 27-yard line. See Chris Wright, the sophomore, check in at nose man for the Panthers on this 4th down and 11 for Parkview. Cameron Ross lining up at a safety position along with Blake Smith. Brock Morris stemming on the right side of the defense. Now he resets. Parkview's quarterback Allman looks to the far sideline. Snap clock at 9. One man in the backfield. Smith moves to his right. Allman rolls to the right now, and he's going to come back to the left. Now he's going to throw, and he's going to be intercepted by DJ Sturgis as he was in coverage on Joe Howard. A flag at the 6-yard line, but DJ came up with the interception. We'll sort out the flag.
Well, I think they're going to call DJ for a pass interference. He had his hand on the receiver, but he was just feeling where he was.
And it's a pass interference on Parkview.
Yeah, and that's the right call.
That is the right
pass
call.
interference. Penalty is declined. It'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, the Parkview defender saw it was underthrown, and he was pulling on the jersey. We'll see, I think, from this view right here, when the ball's in the air, he's going to pull on the jersey, and yeah, it was interfering. It wasn't major, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. It's Benton ball either way, right?
Well, he tried to get a little separation between him and the defender, but the ball was underthrown.
That's right.
And DJ made a good play on it. He had his hands proper, and that's a great play for the Benton Panthers.
DJ Sturgis with the interception at the Benton 6-yard line. Parkview's had the ball 4 times, and Benton's PDC has forced 3 turnovers as Benton goes with the heavy package out of the shadow of their own end zone. Zach Wallace keeps it. The Panther offensive line trying to crater Parkview toward the right and open a seam for Wallace. He picks up yardage to the 12-yard line, a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 as we near the 1-minute mark of the first quarter.
Panthers have a lot of options. They have a lot of playmakers on offense, and we've seen several different formations here tonight. We're going to have a direct snap here to Wallace.
Clayton Mertens lines up at tight end. Bryson Krebs and Robert Langford in the backfield. Snap clock at 10. Now Krebs and Langford move to the left, power to the left. They're going to bring Paulette in motion. And we've got a whistle and a timeout, I believe, called by Brad Harris. That's exactly it. So we'll go down to the sideline and Dio Vanucci.
I've just got one question. I know it was a great play, to make an interception. I love padding stats, but why do you catch that on 4th down? You just basically gave them that pooch punt right there and backed us up. That's one of those I wish that he wouldn't have intercepted it.
Well, you make a good point. But you know what, Dio?
I know, John, that's what I do.
We got the ball back, and, last week he had a shot at a pick 6 and knocked the ball down, and there's still a debate as to whether or not he was trying to catch it or trying to knock it down. But I think tonight he just decided, you know what, I'm just going to catch it, and I'm going to try to get as many yards as I can with it. And unfortunately, the defender was close enough that he was tackled. And
well, it was a great play. He made a great play on the ball either way. I would like to swap out those 2 plays, the one from last week
yeah,
for this
me too.
week, though.
I'm with you on that.
2nd down and 4, following the timeout. Benton with the football at their own 12-yard line. Same personnel remain in the game. As Benton going with 2 tight ends, 2 in the backfield. Paulette in motion, going to give it Paulette on the jet sweep. And he is going to carry for a 1st down to the 18-yard line. And, Terry, you see the speed of the Parkview defense. It looked like Peyton was going to break that one. And out of nowhere came Trevon Hadley to make the tackle.
Well, they're very athletic, and Hadley's got legitimate 4.5 speed. And that's a very, very great weapon to have in the deep backfield.
1st and 10 Panthers at the 18-yard line. They're not going to get the snap off before the first quarter clock expires. We played 1 quarter tonight at War Memorial Stadium. It's been a good one for our Benton Panthers. 18-0. Benton leads it. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting you to come see us at Everett Buick GMC and discover the Everett difference. But what is that difference? It's outstanding customer service, the largest Buick GMC inventory in Arkansas, a state-of-the-art facility, and an outstanding team of professionals who put your needs first. From sales to service to financing, the difference shows in everything we do every day. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
With 7 carries for 29 yards and 2 touchdowns in an electrifying first quarter for the Benton Panthers, who lead 18-0 as we begin the second quarter here at War Memorial Stadium. It's 1st and 10 Benton at their own 18-yard line. Colin Morrow back in at quarterback for the Panthers. He pumps twice, now rolls to his right, throws. Clayton Mertens with a diving catch at the 33-yard line, and a flag thrown back where Colin Morrow released the football.
That was a great comeback route by Mertens.
On the defense.
A roughing the passer call against the defense. The completion was to the 33-yard line to Clayton Mertens. The referees are going to sort this out at the 33. Good throw that time by Colin Morrow under pressure, John Penn.
Yeah, he does scramble well, and here's the call.
Penalty, 1st down.
So, when Morrow's moving around back there, he's got good feet, he's quick, he's athletic, but you got to account for him as a runner too, because he'll take off and get the 1st down on his own if he needs to.
Absolutely.
15 yards added onto the end of the catch. 1st and 10 Panthers at the 48, and there's a great throw again by Colin Morrow to Clayton Mertens down to the Parkview 42, but a flag back at the Benton 46-yard line.
It's in a bad spot, Jim.
And a face mask call coming up against the Panther offense.
Well, that's unfortunate because this is two big drives in a row that we're moving backwards. And penalties and turnovers are things that can get you off track, and we're headed the wrong way, guys.
It's a call you don't see every day, a personal foul face mask against the offense. That's a spot foul from the 46. Benton, after the completion, would have been at the Parkview 42, but the penalty moves it all the way back to the Panther 31-yard line. It'll be 1st down and a mile and a half here for the Panthers as Colin Morrow with Clayton Mertens at H-back, Zach Wallace at tailback. Morrow fakes, keeps, and Morrow hit immediately at the 31-yard line. No gain on the play as Brennan Hamilton and Keemon Frazier on the tackle for Parkview.
Well, Parkview did a good job right there. It's assignment football. They stayed home and didn't get sucked in, and I think the Panthers are looking to catch them off guard, and it didn't work. It'll be 2nd and about 40, Jim.
Yeah, will you add
30?
that up for me?
Yeah.
We need an accountant.
He's going to give it to Zach Wallace, and Zach is going to carve into the distance as he carries down to the 40-yard line. So it will be 3rd and 18, John, at the Benton 40.
Benton in a hurry up here. They're going to try to catch them not set, and they do.
4 men to the left. Colin Morrow looking left, throwing to Clayton Mertens, and a leaping catch unable to come down with it as Joe Howard in coverage for Parkview. In the tempo that time, Terry trying to get Parkview on their heels, just about did so.
Well, they were trying to get a matchup that they liked, and they got it.
Yep.
It just the ball was a little off track, and Mertens couldn't get back to the ball.
So Bryson Krebs comes on to punt for the Panthers. Saw him boom one his first punt attempt back in the first quarter. 10:43 to go in the first half. Benton leads at 18-0. Bo Brewer, the deep snapper. And a perfect snap to Krebs, and another high punt that is going to be fielded by Joe Howard, a fair catch call, and made at the 35-yard line. So Parkview will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35 with 10:37 to go in the first half, and we go down to Dio Vanucci.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, that was a really weird series. I mean, we were moving the ball pretty well on offense, but just little penalties, and one big penalty with that face mask just really hurt us. Need to get a little bit of momentum here back on our side on defense. Really need to see a stop here by the Panther D.
1st and 10 Patriots at their own 35-yard line. So Patriots go with a jet sweep look to the wide side of the field. There's some speed as that was Tyrell Hadley on the carry, tackled by Tristan Hutchinson at the 45-yard line. They're going to mark him just shy, I believe, of the first down. It'll be 2nd and inches for Parkview.
Well, Hadley's got great speed on the outside, and I didn't see who was involved in the block, but there was a great block on the edge out there that sprung the hole.
2nd down and 1 for the Patriots. So Allman drops back. Allman throws deep. Allman fires it between two receivers. DJ Sturgis, the closest man to the football, incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and short, John.
Yeah, it kind of, I don't know the team, and I'm not the offensive coordinator for Parkview, but you kind of wonder why they keep trying to throw the ball downfield when they just haven't really been close with that aspect of their game. But, boy, offensive line blocks really well, and they've got tremendous speed. You'd think if they just take their time a little bit, they could march this ball down the field.
Took a shot on 2nd and inches. Now 3rd and inches. They go power to the left, and they give it off to the tailback, Zach Smith, who has the first down over midfield into Panther territory at the 46. Blake Smith on the tackle.
Well, John, you were talking about that scouting report really on their quarterback. I have a good friend of mine that was a quarterback. He was a dual threat quarterback in high school, and the scouting report on him was likes to throw but can't.
1st down and 10 Patriots. They give it off to Zach Smith, and he's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Cameron Ross, who already has a defensive touchdown for the Panthers, along with Brock Morris and Bryson Krebs on the tackle.
Well, the Panthers committing a lot of people against the run now, and I don't know why you wouldn't be content to man their receivers, put as many guys in the box as you can. And good assignment football there by number 12, Mr. Ross.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11 Patriots. Zach Smith hustling to the edge that time. He's going to pick up 7 yards, give him 8 yards to the Benton 39. Cameron Ross on the tackle again for that Panther defense. John's pick-to-click showing out in the first half.
Well, Blake Edwards almost got to that play and was about a step shy. Otherwise, that would have been a 2-yard loss.
3rd down and 3 Patriots. Ball at the Benton 39. Patriots moving the football, and Allman is going to have a first down. Bryson Krebs gets the tackle as Allman falls forward to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6, and Parkview converts again on 3rd down. First down, Parkview.
Jim, you just feel like they could do this all night if they really, really wanted to. It's been their best drive by far so far.
1st and 10 Patriots at the 33, and it looks like Benton showing blitz might have jumped off sides. Guys, as we think back to the Salt Bowl, I know Bobby Wynn really disappointed.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
in his defense on third down. The Hornets converted 11 of 13 Saturday night. Parkview with 2 third-down conversions on this drive. It's 1st and 5 after the penalty, Parkview. And Allman keeps, rolls to the right. Pressure from Kyvan Carroll. Allman keeps, and he runs into the brick wall called Cameron Ross at the 25.
I'll tell you something, guys. We've got a linebacker playing cornerback. Cameron Ross is a good football player. That was a great read. He stayed at home until just at the last moment and then broke towards the quarterback and made a great tackle.
2nd down and 6, Patriots. Ball on the right hash as the Patriots move toward the south end of War Memorial Stadium. Allman again pumps, keeps, and he's going to be near a 1st down at the 22-yard line. Great pursuit that time from the Panther defense. They're going to mark it at the 22, and it should be a 1st down for the Parkview.
Well, you know, the Panthers don't have a lot of speed on this defense outside of the secondary. We got size, we got strength, we play physical, but that's showing up here tonight, and Parkview's got the speed, and that's why you see a lot of arm tackling. They're just beating them to the point of contact.
Yep. 9th play of the drive, all on the ground for the Patriots as Allman now going to drop back and flip one. A dangerous pass. Blake Smith was there, almost came up with it as he flipped it to Terrell Hadley. And a dangerous play results in a 3-yard gain for the Patriots to the Benton 19.
I think that was a little bit of an answered prayer, Jim.
2nd down and 7, Parkview. The Benton 19-yard line. Parkview in the red zone. Place they didn't have a lot of success last week. 0 of 6 in the red zone at Star City. Is Allman going to keep? And he's going to be down to the 14-yard line, and I believe that was Bo Belcher in on defense, John.
Easy to spot him with that long blonde hair.
Thor, I think he was nicknamed in the
that's a perfect nickname for him.
3rd down and 2 for the Patriots at the Benton 14-yard line. Time-consuming drive. Clock at 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half. Benton leads at 18-0. Parkview driving. So they give it off to Zach Smith on 3rd down, and Parkview's going to convert again as Smith down to the 10-yard line. And we've seen 3 third-down conversions on the drive for the Patriots.
Yeah, and this is the game that they need to play. They're controlling the clock. They're moving the ball down the field systematically with little trouble, getting positive yards on each and every play and keeping that Benton offense off the field, Terry.
Well, you know, look, we beat Allman up a little bit on some of his passes, but let's just be honest. He's a wide receiver and a safety, and he's playing cornerback.
Brandon Powell checks in at defensive end for the Panthers on this 1st down and goal. As Allman flips it out to the far side of the field, and the catch is made down inside the 1-yard line. Is Devin Griffin on the tackle of Joe Howard short of the end zone. Parkview's going to have it 2nd and goal inside the 1.
That wasn't a bad-looking pass.
No, it wasn't, but, John, I think he could have punted it over there to him. There was a lot of room between that receiver and that defensive back.
So Parkview trying to punch it in. The 12th play of the drive. Zach Smith is going to get the carry, and the Panther defense hits him. And they're going to give him the touchdown. Man, we can't get a call on the south end. The credit Zach Smith with the touchdown for Parkview, and the Patriots, guys, with 6:02 to go in the first half, have cut it to 18-6.
Yeah, I think they found a little bit of rhythm there, too, with maybe a little bit of identity to their offense and what's going to work against this Panther defense.
Juan Aguiar on to attempt the extra point. The quarterback, Gary Allman, will hold. It's down, kick is up, and the kick is perfect for Juan Aguiar. 6:02 to go in the second quarter. Benton leads at 18-7, and we go down to the sideline and Dio Vanucci.
Yeah, guys, I got to tell you, from last week to this week, there is a major difference in just the physicality of the game down here. You would think that the Salt Bowl would be a violent game, and it was, but if it could get any more violent, this game actually is. I mean, these guys are moving around really quick on both offense and defense, and the collisions down here are phenomenal. I'm talking just the sound of it is amazing.
This is a different Parkview team than what we saw last year. And Terry, you said it before the game. You could just tell in warm-ups they came in to win.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
And they believe they can win. They came in with the right attitude. Of course, a lot of that is from the head coach. That's what he does, is he gets players to buy in, as you said, John. And these guys, they have full intention of coming back in this ball game. The Panthers are going to have to buckle down. They need a good drive here.
It was a 14-play, 65-yard drive for the Patriots. Took 4 minutes and 35 seconds. And Zach Smith scored from a yard out. And Benton's lead now just 11 with 6:02 to go in the first half. It is 18-7 as Juan Aguiar will kick off for the Patriots. Back deep to return for Benton is DJ Sturgis and Tristan Hutchinson. They stand at the 12-yard line awaiting this kickoff from Aguiar, who kicks it high, end over end. Hutchinson fields it at the 10, returning to the far side. Now cuts to the center of the field, breaks an arm tackle, and he's going to be up over the 20-yard line. Penalty marker lies at the 32 across the way, and so we'll sort this penalty out as they mark the football at the 21.
You'd expect from where that's at for it to be a holding call, maybe a block in the back. But they're backing the Panthers up.
Preliminary indication is
so yeah, that's going to be a block. Okay.
Block in the back against the Panthers, so they will.
Block in the back, 10-yard penalty, be 1st and 10.
They're going to mark it from the end of the run. That's going to put Benton deep in its own territory as they mark it down at the 11-yard line. 5:53 to go, and Benton with a lot of football field in front of them, leading 18-7. Colin Morrow at quarterback for the Panthers. Zach Wallace in the backfield with him. So Panthers balance the formation. Now send Gavin Wells in motion. They give it to him on the jet sweep, and Wells, very little running room. He'll pick up 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, that Parkview speed just collapses those gaps and those holes, and they really don't give you anywhere to go. And he had some room, he had some blocking, but a lot of speed on this defense, and you can tell they've got a little bit of an extra hitch in their step here.
Paulette and Merton split to the right. 2nd down and 8 Panthers. Morrow's going to roll to the left, looking downfield, throwing. Good comeback route for Michael Allison, who makes the catch and has 1st down yardage to the 27-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Panthers. Good route that time by Michael Allison.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, I'm sure that Dio's not going to agree with me here, but I would almost give up a bunch of fantasy points to see a Zach Wallace breakout.
See if he can do it here. Wallace trying to run wide, and he cannot run away from William Canu. It is a loss of 7 yards. Back to the 20-yard line. Benton way behind the sticks now, John, on 2nd down.
Yeah, and that's not where Zach Wallace is going to make his living. He's a north and south runner.
That's right.
In between the tackles, and with the speed of play, he may be able to do that against Sheridan, but he's not going to do that against Parkview.
So 2nd down and long for the Panthers. 2nd and 18. Mertens, Wells, and Paulette to the left are going to throw it to Gavin Wells on the tunnel screen, and Wells is going to get 5 of the lost yards back before he's tackled by Kamon Frazier. We called his name a lot, a very active inside linebacker for Parkview. Benton now faces a 3rd and 12 at the 26.
With all of this playmaking underneath, you kind of feel like they'll be going downfield pretty soon.
There's the Nate Beck play as Colin Morrow goes on 2. Linesman on the near side throws the flag, and Benton's going to pick up 5 yards and offside against the Patriots.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
It certainly opens up the playbook a little bit, John.
Yeah, it does, and you might see a handoff to Wallace up the middle here.
Following the penalty, it's now 3rd down and a long 6 for the Panthers. Morrow takes a snap, rolls to his left. Another comeback route. Good catch by Gavin Wells at the 39-yard line, and that is good enough for a 1st down. Boy, Colin Morrow spot on these throws to the Panther sideline.
Yeah, that's a nice ball. And he got his feet set, too. Found his receiver and drilled it in there. And that was a nice comeback route also.
Panthers convert a big 3rd down. Saw Parkview do that on their previous drive. Panthers return the favor. 1st and 10, Benton at their own 39. Morrow bobbles the snap, is hit in the backfield, has his helmet ripped off unintentionally on the tackle, and Colin going to be all the way back at the 32-yard line, John.
I think they're going to make him come out, and we'll see if Benton goes back with a direct snap or if they'll put in Mr. Wells here.
Is Gavin Wells going to be the quarterback for the Panthers on 2nd down and 17. Following the lost yardage, has Zach Wallace in the backfield with him. And Wells is going to fake a handoff to Wallace. He's going to keep, and he's going to run into Brennan Hamilton at the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 2, and it'll be 3rd down and 13 for Benton.
Was a nice strong run by Gavin Wells. He got hit at the point of contact, kept his legs driving, got an additional 2 yards.
Colin Morrow immediately checks back in following the forced exit due to his helmet coming off. It'll be 3rd and 13 Benton. Balance formation. Morrow again rolls to the left. This time he has Gavin Wells alone on the Panther sideline. It's a big play as Wells is going to take it to the Parkview 36-yard line. Another great pass downfield for Colin Morrow and a Benton 1st down.
Well, I think they were in man coverage there, and Wells snuck out. Nobody accounted for him. He was as open as you could get, Terry. That's a good ball thrown there by Morrow.
28 yards on the pitch and catch. 1st and 10 Panthers at the Parkview 36. Another double move, throw to Zach Wallace. What a catch by Zach. And they're going to say he had it in bounds at the Parkview 13. What a catch.
Now, that, gentleman, may have been the catch so far this year.
I think so.
Double coverage. Joe Howard, the safety, comes over and puts a lick on Zach, John, as he goes up to make the catch, holds on. Incredible catch from Zach Wallace as Benton calls a timeout, and we go down to the field to Dio Vanucci.
Yeah, guys, I'm trying to make my way over here. Offense was stalled out a little bit with that speed of the Parkview defense, but they finally got things rolling. That little play that they threw to Gavin Wells over there, John, you'll like the name of it. It's called Texas Uncle.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's just a great play name.
That was the play that Colton Nix made famous in the junior high ranks when the new junior high coach came in 012, Jim.
Terry, not a good night for our wives' alma mater. Arkadelphia leads Sheridan 42-0, and it's not halftime.
Ooh.
Down in Grant County just yet. El Dorado.
That foot's in. 2 feet down. He made that catch, Jim Gardner. That's a solid catch. And what about Fidelity, Matt Johnson, and crew getting the close-up, slow motion of that? That's just amazing for a high school broadcast that they could zoom in and slow that down and show that play. But, boy, that was great concentration by Zach Wallace. Good job, Matt Johnson and crew on that.
1st and 10 Benton at the Parkview 13-yard line. Colin Morrow on the keeper, has great running room, and he's going to be down to the Parkview 2 as he read that one perfectly. Picks up 11 and a 1st and goal Panthers.
Go down.
Yeah, that's. Let me tell you something. That's not in Colin Morrow's playbook. That's not the way he plays the game. When he takes off running, he's not a quarterback. He's a fullback. That's kind of the mentality that he has. And, we just hope that doesn't come back to bite us.
Colin comes to the sideline. Benton goes with the goal line Heavy package as Peyton Paulette in motion. Zach Wallace takes the direct snap, and he's in the end zone for a Benton touchdown with 2:18 to go in the first half. Panthers now lead at 24-7 on a touchdown run by Zach Wallace.
Well, there's a lot of beef there in the middle, Terry, and Robert Langford was the lead blocker. I'm not sure, Parkview's got speed, but I don't know that they've got the stone wall to stand in there and deal with that. As you see, and you literally saw two Parkview defenders get out of Langford's way.
Tylon Agdamar boots through the extra point on a 12-play, 89-yard drive by the Benton Panthers. Colin Morrow spot on his throws on that drive. Panthers with some great catches from Michael Allison, Gavin Wells, and Zach Wallace, who punched it in from 2 yards out. And Benton now leads at 25-7 with 2:18 to go in the first half. Dio, that was a great answer for the Panther offense following a Parkview score.
Yeah, it really was, and I'm wondering, would it be appropriate to start carrying a stat for Zach Wallace of touchdowns per carry? I don't know if that would be realistic, but I mean it would actually be probably 0.2 touchdowns per carry, kind of like a batting average.
and a really good one.
We got to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride. As Tylon Agdamar tees it up to kick off for the Benton Panthers, who lead 25-7 with 2:18 to go in the second quarter. Up in the Northwest, Fayetteville leads Bryant 17-10 as they near halftime in Purple Dog country. Tylon kicks off, and it's going to be fielded on the run by Parkview, and the return is going to be up over the 35 to the 36-yard line, and in on the stop that time for Benton on special teams. The roster says Jonathan Woolbright, but I believe that's Jaden.
Yeah, and it started with number 26 and Bo Brewer, and he made a great play on that as well. And it's good to see. It's good to see that we've got some good cover up there on that kickoff.
Just a couple of drives in this second quarter for each team. As Parkview now has it at their own 36-yard line. PDC an opportunity to stiffen here and preserve this 18-point Panther lead before halftime. There's a deep ball thrown for Keaton Richardson. Tristan Hutchinson in coverage for the Panthers. It falls incomplete at the Benton 30. It'll be 2nd and 10.
It's good coverage, just a little streak. And Tristan had him covered up and stayed with him the entire way and got a good play on the ball there.
You think of that score coming in, Bryant Fayetteville, could that be a preview of a state championship game in 7A this year? Number 1 and number 2 battling out week 2?
Very well could be. El Dorado leads Cabot 19-10 late in the second quarter. There's a run by Trevon Hadley to the 45-yard line. Bo Brewer with the tackle for Benton, and it's going to be a yard shy. It'll be 3rd down and 1 for Parkview. Clock under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Parkview hurries to the line of scrimmage. Allman takes the snap, drops back, throws, and the catch is made by Keaton Richardson on the Benton sideline at the 48 of Benton. It'll be 1st down for Parkview, and they're in Panther territory.
Little up-tempo now from Parkview's offense, trying to get the Panthers off guard.
1st and 10 Patriots. Allman going to keep. Allman with running room over the 40 to the 35. Trying to get around Cameron Ross. Good tackle by Cameron Ross from behind at the 27-yard line. A gain of 21, and Parkview on the march at the Benton 27-yard line.
Well, they got a minute and a half. They've got a timeout left, and plenty of time here for Parkview to run their game. They don't have to be in a hurry or try to press.
Allman drops back on first down. He's looking deep. He's throwing deep. Tristan Hutchinson's out there. The receiver wrestled the football away from Tristan Hutchinson, and it's a touchdown for Terrell Hadley. Wow.
Yeah, he had it in his hands, and
hey,
in the sea of hands, there was a battle for the ball.
Hey, hats off to Hadley. Tristan Hutchinson had the interception, and Hadley just took it away from him.
Tremendous effort there,
Absolutely.
Parkview receiver.
So Parkview answers the Panthers score on a 27-yard touchdown pass from Gary Allman to Terrell Hadley, and the extra point is blocked. Juan Aguirre's extra point blocked by the Panther special teams, and that preserves a 25-13 lead for Benton with a minute 26 to go in the first half.
I didn't see the play this time, but Devin Griffin almost got the last one.
That was Blake Edwards, number 93, with the big hands up, and that's the guy you would have guessed.
Yeah.
would have blocked the extra point there. He's all of what, 6'4", 6'5"?
6'5", 230, and they play him behind the line in that jumping spot.
Yeah.
And Blake able to get up and get a hand on that one, Terry, and foil the extra point of the Patriots.
Well, it was a great play by far. And the previous, didn't have really time to discuss it, but the previous extra point for Parkview, Devin Griffin crashed in from the outside and sprawled out in front of the ball and just missed blocking that previous extra point.
5 plays, 64 yards for Parkview. It took just 48 seconds for the Patriots to get in the end zone.
That's going to drive Bobby Wynn crazy.
No doubt. Minute 26 to go in the first half. Benton leads at 25-13. Boy, here's a shocker. Conway 35, Jonesboro 6.
Wow.
As they play up in Faulkner County. DJ Sturgis and Tristan Hutchinson back to receive for the Panthers. As Mr. Aguiar puts a foot into it. And Tristan Hutchinson's going to field it at the 14, coming to the near side. Got a lane. Tristan Hutchinson is going to break 2 tackles at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Benton! As Tristan Hutchinson returns it for a Benton score. Wow, that's how you answer, John Penn.
Well, how about some speed from Benton? Everybody knows these D-backs have some speed. Hutchison and Sturgis, and he showed it right there. There was nobody from Parkview going to catch him from behind, and he was flat gone. And you see that wall set up behind those big linebackers, and it's just some missed tackles there by Parkview. They had every opportunity to tackle him on the sideline, and he turns on the speed.
Tylon Akdamar's extra point is good, and the fastest Benton Panther, Tristan Hutchinson, showing great skills on that kick return. Dio, you had a great view of it as he came right your direction.
Yeah, I mean, those guys did a fantastic job opening up a lane for him, and then he did the rest, broke a couple of tackles, and then just went to the house. And you want to talk about erasing a bad memory.
Yeah.
You know, almost getting an interception in the end zone to stop the score. Just return a kickoff for a touchdown. That'll fix everything.
Yeah, and he broke 2 tackles along that sideline, and number 48, Colin Yandell, we called his name in the Salt Bowl a couple times, Jim, blocking on special teams, and that's a good way to kind of get momentum back in your favor. I said earlier with a minute 35, Jim, I said, look, there's plenty of time for Parkview to score. They don't really have to be in a hurry. They've got a timeout, a minute and a half.
And 2 touchdowns 13. Later, yeah. It's the minute and 13 left.
And they've still got plenty of time, I think, to go down and score with the kind of speed that they have. But this game, for a minute, you saw some sustained drives, Jim, on the ground, executing the offense, a 14-play drive and a 12-play answer drive by the Panthers. And then all of a sudden it turns into a track meet.
Well, we had 2 scores in 8 minutes and 18 seconds. Now we just had 2 scores in 48 seconds. Yeah. So it's gotten exciting in a hurry here right before halftime. As Benton leads it 32-13, a minute 13 to go in the second quarter, and Tylon Akdamar will kick off for the Panthers, and he's just going to squib it on the ground, and that ball is not going to go 10 yards. Devin Griffin touches it before it goes out of bounds at the 49. So the Patriots with great field position in Benton territory at the Panther 49.
Well, that was.
I wasn't expecting that, but that's the best time to do something like that, according to the old ball coach Scott Nethery. He says, look, never try a trick play when they're expecting it. Always do it when they don't expect it.
Yeah,
and
that's
I don't
right.
think anybody expected that at that point. But look, that might have been the best call they could make with the speed of Parkview. They've had a couple of opportunities where they were one man away from breaking one to the end zone.
So Parkview has it in Benton territory, and they give off to Zach Smith, and Smith with running room. He's into the second level of the Benton defense, way down to the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 27 on first down as Devin Griffin brings him down, and the Patriot offense hurried to the line of scrimmage. They're going to try to score before halftime. Clock now down to a minute to go in Parkview at the Benton 22. Gary Allman drops back. Gary Allman rolls to the left. Gary Allman throws into the end zone, and that ball batted away. A lot of traffic in the end zone. Good coverage that time, John, by the Panthers secondary.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, the Panthers are lucky he didn't just take off running with that football. And
very lucky.
You kind of wonder if Boulding is yelling at him over there. He had the sideline wide open. I'm sure he could have got inside the 10 and got a first down and got out of bounds. And, well, that's dangerous with him in open country like that.
Bo Belcher, Blake Edwards, and Robert Langford, the front three. As Gary Allman's going to keep. He was bottled up, kind of squirted out of the first hit, picks up 5 yards down to the 17, and now it's 3rd and 5 Parkview, clock ticking at 38 and counting in this first half. Patriots hurry to the line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, single back in the backfield. Allman looking left, throws, pressure from Blake Edwards. Penalty markers come in as DJ Sturgis in coverage, tangled up with the receiver Joe Howard in the corner, and we'll see what the marker's all about.
Well, everybody that had a flag threw it.
Well, whatever call they called is the right call because somebody had their hands on somebody.
Yeah, and it's a long way for us to the corner of the end zone.
And it's a defensive hold against Benton.
Holding defense, be half the distance.
There was a lot of contact over there, John.
Yeah, it's hard to see, and I don't know. His camera angle was following the ball. We'll see if we get it from this angle. Yeah, he got behind him. It was really a play that the receiver could have made. Not a bad thrown ball there from the Parkview quarterback.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and goal Parkview at the 9-yard line, and now the Benton coaches on the near side will call timeout and allow the defense to come over and visit with Brad Harris and Bobby Wynn and regroup, as the Panthers now forced to make a red zone stand here before halftime, Terry.
Well, you know, our defense has either gone to sleep or got out of their gaps, or Parkview has just seen something in the first quarter that they've adjusted to in the second quarter, but they are really gapping the Benton Panthers right now. A lot of great reads by Allman, figuring out where he ought to put the ball and then taking off in open space.
And we may be seeing a future contender in the 5A division, Terry, with these Parkview Patriots. I mean, it's a young program. They're rebuilding, but well, Brad Boulding knows how to assemble talent.
Oh, yeah.
And get them to play hard.
Yep.
And that's something that a lot of coaches in the Central Arkansas schools have not been able to do. And this is a team that's maturing, I think, right in front of us.
1st down and goal Parkview at the Benton 9-yard line. Allman takes the snap, rolls to his left, blocking on the edge, coming up to make a Very good hit as Brock Morris. Allman's going to gain 2 yards, but we've got a penalty flag thrown by the linesman on the far side.
Yeah, Jim, that's going to be a hold out on the outside. Yep.
The sideline officials calling that already.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Impressed that time with Brock Morris's play on the edge, able to make the tackle of the very shifty Gary Allman.
Yeah, and that was a hold clearly on Blake. They were holding Blake Edwards as he was trying to stretch that play over to the sideline. And
big Noah Jenkins, 6'1", 275-pound senior over there, and he had him in a bear hug.
He
John.
did. He absolutely did. And Edwards was doing his best to keep his feet turning and stretch that play to the 12th man, the sideline, and got the call.
You know, the new home of Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride. You can hear us from the foothills of the Ozarks to the banks of the Ouachita River, where Benji White is with us again tonight. Hello to Coach White. From the banks of the Ouachita River to the back porches of Besanken Road in Saline County.
Heard from our good friends on the Touchdown Club, Matt Beck and Brian Black, getting in on the action here tonight.
They en route to Fayetteville?
I believe they are. That's what they said.
From the River Valley to the Delta, it's Benton Panther football on New Country 106.7 The Ride is Parkview with a 1st and goal. Throwing for the end zone, and again, Howard and DJ Sturgis mix it up. Ball going to be incomplete. That time, DJ, very physical corner play, Terry.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of contact going on between that receiver and DJ. I think they're talking a little bit to each other too, and introducing each other, and having a lot of fun out there on the corner.
13 seconds to go. It's 2nd and goal of Parkview at the Benton 18-yard line. Trip receivers to the right. Allman drops back to pass. He's pressured out of the pocket, reverses his field twice. Now going to stop and throw to the end zone, and it's deflected off Parkview, off Benton, and Parkview comes up with the catch for the touchdown. It's Keaton Richardson. Wow.
And we were worried about the Parkview team getting winded, playing so many players both ways. This Benton defense chasing the quarterback around. And he eludes, I know, 4 if not 5 tackles on that. Throws the ball down the field. It goes off a Parkview player, off a Panther, back to the arms of a Parkview player for the score. Just exactly how Coach Boulding drew that up.
32-19 with 1 second to go in the first half. And Parkview is going to go for 2. And they shift, and we've got a false start coming up against Parkview. That'll back them up to the 8-yard line, and we'll see if Boulding elects to kick it or leave the 2-point team on the field.
Dead ball, false start, offense.
You got to think he's going to bring in Aguilar here.
As it's 32-19, a 13-point difference on the scoreboard.
Well, guys, when you're playing defense and you've got a weapon like Allman and he's scrambling around back there, it's real easy as a defensive back to start getting your eyes on helping support your guys up front, and Richardson just got open.
So the Patriots do go for 2. Allman rolling to the left. For some reason, they started the clock on the conversion. Horn sounded. That should have been a dead ball play. Brad Boulding coming out to argue the point. That's exactly.
Reset the clock. 1 second.
Yeah, Parkview
has gone to the locker
room. The only Patriot left anywhere on the green turf is the head Patriot himself, who's still arguing with the officials.
Well, it's a 2-point conversion try. The clock shouldn't move on the point after touchdown. Parkview is in the dressing room. Benton is still on the sideline on the near side. Referee has said 1 second on the clock.
Now he's petitioning Coach Harris. Here comes some Patriot. They need to get 11 back out here. They had to get the band out of the end zone, a little reminiscent of the
Cal
Southern
Stanford game.
Hey, guys,
Yeah, Dio.
Holding is down here. He just looked over at Coach Harris and said, you want us to, what do you want us to do? You want to let it go? Coach Harris goes, there's 1 second left. Kick it. I mean, after you just returned one for a touchdown, yeah, you're going to want him to kick it.
Yeah, and kick it to Tristan Hutchinson again, if you would, please.
I'm willing to bet they're going to probably pick out a lineman up front there and squib it to him. Might be a good time to put the hands team out. A little more speed.
I think that's exactly what you're going to see, John.
Yeah.
Well, Tristan Hutchinson and DJ Sturgis are going to go back deep to return this one. Got Colin Yandell and Bryson Krebs in front of them at the 25-yard line. Panthers with 5 men at the 50, 2 men at the 40, 2 men at the 25, and Hutchinson and Sturgis back deep at the 10.
Garrett Eason out there, Woolbright out there, Thornton. A lot of young guys out on the front line. Here, I think, is that Antonio Fuller out there? I can't see quite that far, number 3.
Terry Jones as well in the kick return group, as Juan Aguiar will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and this will be the final play of the first half. See if Michael McClellan can work his magic with that kickoff return team. Panthers have already run one kick back for a touchdown in this one. See if they can do it again as Mr. Aguiar puts his foot into it. Going to give DJ Sturgis a chance this time. Coming to the near side. Wall set up. Seam for DJ. And he's over midfield before he's knocked down at the 49. What a great return. What an exciting return. What a great first half for the Benton Panthers, who go to the locker room leading Parkview at halftime. It's Benton 32 and Parkview 19. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, Terry Benham will visit with Jeremy Muck, the lead sports writer for high school football for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
ACDI is Benton proud. We have a long history of community involvement and activism in Benton and the Saline County area. It's why we're excited to be relocating our business here and building our new headquarters in the downtown area. We're proud to sponsor the Benton Touchdown Club. Go Panthers!
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road. Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
Family-owned businesses are the backbone of a growing economy. For over 40 years, family-owned Warwick's Hydraulics has specialized in manufacturing and repairing welded hydraulic cylinders and making them to exact specifications for customers all over the country. This work is guaranteed and they ship anywhere in the USA. Warwick's Hydraulics, machine specialist and proud sponsor of Benton Panther football. Call Warwick's Hydraulics today at 501-316-3156 or email them at warwicks@live.com. Dependability is their family tradition.
One of the biggest factors in your child's learning experience, whether it's book work or athletics, is their vision. Doctors Glenn and Skinner and the skilled staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic are here to help you see a better world. And they want everyone to have access to quality eye care. For thorough, visual, and comprehensive eye exams, call our optometric physicians and staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic at 501-778-2020. For quality eye care close to home on Highway 5 next to the Long Hills entrance, Benton Eye Care Clinic. Smith Caldwell Drug is located in the heart of downtown Benton. We're an independently owned pharmacy that strives to give our patients the best quality and care possible. We offer free delivery service and convenient drive-through window. Our friendly staff will help you with your insurance billing needs and much more. Be sure to shop our large boutique, gift section, and baby department, where you get free gift wrapping. Smith Caldwell Drug in the heart of downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
To War Memorial Stadium with the Benton Panthers leading Parkview Patriots 32-19. I'm Terry Benham, and I'm here with Jeremy Muck, who's a high school sports writer for the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Jeremy, exciting first half, a lot of offense in the second half.
Yeah.
And so you've been watching high school football, writing about all of it. What have you seen in the early season that maybe is a little bit different than some of the assumptions that everybody had going into the year?
As far as like Benton or as far as the state?
Yeah, as far as the state and, you know, the upper classification 7A, 6A football.
I think right now, I mean, I saw Little Rock Central play last week, and I know Ben scrimmaged them a couple weeks ago, and Ben, Little Rock Central looked pretty good last week against Rogers Heritage, and Jacob Howard had a couple touchdown passes tonight or a week ago, and I know they were losing to Bentonville West earlier like 10-0, but Central was surprising to me last week. Little Rock Christian beat Warren here a week ago. And on a Tuesday night, Justice Hill came on in relief of Jackson Bowers,
great
quarterback.
Game, huh?
Those are two big performances there that kind of surprised me a little bit.
Well, and we were talking earlier in pregame about the surprise that Russellville, being the defending 6A champs, losing to their across the county line rival Morrilton in a really big game down there, real close game.
Russellville lost a lot of seniors from last year, and with a new coaching staff with Jeff Weaver as head coach, and you got new assistant coaches there, it's going to take a little bit for that program to get back a little bit. But anytime you lose seniors, I think they lost like 18, 19 seniors, and that's a lot of great talent. Cale Folsom at quarterback. I mean, that kid was one of the better quarterbacks. He came on late last year, and you lose a senior quarterback like that it's going to take an adjustment, whether Billy Dawson was still there or Jeff Weaver's there. So That's one of those things right there for Russellville.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the 6A West. The 6A West, Benton used to be in the 6A South. They moved us to the 6A West. Now we've got a whole different host of teams that we don't necessarily have a history with, like a Russellville, like a Greenwood, like a Siloam Springs. Talk a little bit about the 6A West and how what you see coming out of the West this year as it involves the 6A state playoffs.
I think you look at the top of the conference right now, Greenwood. Greenwood is Greenwood. Rick Jones has a great program there. The Bulldogs are always going to win at least 10, 11 games a year, sometimes 12 games. Connor Nolan in his senior year quarterback, he's the man now at quarterback. He's had the split time with Luke Hales there, but now it's his show there in Greenwood. El Dorado's looking good right now. They had a 21-17 lead against Cabot tonight, up in Cabot. So that's a halftime score. And El Dorado, they're trying to get back to where they've been. Scott Reed's won a couple state championships down there. And also, Ben, look at Ben. I mean, their offense is pretty good right now. Zach Walsh is running the ball well. Colin Morrow's done a good job at quarterback, but defensively losing 8 starters, it's an adjustment early on, and you're kind of seeing it, especially right before halftime there with the secondary. But that's why you have non-conference games to get ready for the conference. So those are like three of my teams right there in the West. Lake Hamilton with Tommy Gillerin as the new head coach for the Wolves there. He's trying to get that program back up and running again. Lake Hamilton might surprise some people this year, but I look at Greenwood, El Dorado, Ben, Russellville could possibly get into the mix later on in the season there, but they're going through some stuff right now. But those are my teams right now in the West.
Well, I think a lot of people came away, even though in a loss, you never want really moral victories, but even in the loss, I think a lot of people came away from the Salt Bowl right here last week a little bit encouraged by what they saw about Ben, because everyone knows about the 8 starters that we lost off of our defense. And we went into that game going against the preseason #2 team in the state, kind of expecting a little bit of physicality from Bryant that maybe we weren't ready for. But to the Panthers' credit, I mean, they took every single swing and threw back a few of their own in what was a great Salt Bowl last week. Talk a little bit about what you see for the Panthers moving forward. Everyone's talked about El Dorado being kind of the team that will challenge Greenwood this year, but I got to tell you, I know I'm a fan of my hometown team, but you got to feel like that the Panthers are on a path right now to be one of those championship contenders.
And they've shown it the last couple of years. And they went to the state championship game in 14, went to the semifinals the last 2 years. It's a great run for the Panthers right now. He scored 42 points against Bryant last week. That's a very good performance against a 7A team that went to the 7A semifinals last year. Rivalry game. It's one of those things where in the rivalry games, as you know, with the Salt Bowl, both teams are charged up. There wasn't a lot of defense played last week, but I think Ben has a chance to contend in Class 6A this year. You've got Brad Harris, the head coach. There's some very quality skilled players for the Panthers. They've got a shot, and this is a good run for them, as I said. They've got talent. It's just a matter of the defense gelling and getting the new starters, getting them ready to go before conference and early on in conference, and they'll be in the mix once again.
Well, I know you've got stories to write. I got one more question for you before we let you go. You talked about depth, being a big issue, especially like for teams like Russellville. Mm-hmm. Benton's coming now with a JV team that's pretty solid, a 9th grade team that's undefeated, an 8th grade team that's undefeated. I mean, the depth for the Benton Panthers is starting to look really good, and it's starting to look like they're creating a little bit of a dynasty down in Saline County.
Well, the dynasty talk, I might say it might be a little early for that. When I think of dynasties, you got to win state championships. But Ben's on the right path, though. I mean, anytime when you have a good 3 or 4 year run like this with the senior high team, and then your younger classes, JV team, this junior high teams, the feeder teams. Right. When you have those things working for you, that's part of building the program. The successful programs in the state of Arkansas or anywhere across the country, when you have good feeder programs, especially in junior high, that helps you. And when they're running a similar offense, and where the coaching staff on the junior high level know the senior high staff, those kids have been in the program, so by the time they get up to the senior high team, they already know what's going on. That's huge. Continuity and with inexperiences, that's always a big key in building a program.
Well, this is Jeremy Muck with the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and the Benton Panthers are up 32-19 at halftime here at War Memorial Stadium. When we come back, we'll talk a little halftime recap and some of the stats right here on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Saline County is one of the fastest growing areas in the entire country. At Saline Memorial, we've been growing too. Our hospital is in the top 5% for patient safety nationwide. We've incorporated advanced technology, expanded services, and strategic partnerships that bring the state's best doctors right here. And we've done it all without losing the comfort of private rooms and personalized care. This is healthy growth, close to home. Saline Memorial.
Congo Fireplace and Patio has been Benton's go-to place for all your hearth needs since 1920. Stop by now and see over 20 live burning displays. With the South's largest selection of gas logs, gas inserts, and wood-burning stoves, Congo has what you need to heat your home this winter. Get any accessory you need for your fireplace and stove in one place. Plus, see the largest selection of pellet stoves. With over 90 years of combined sales and service, there's no other place to shop.
Hi, this is Kim Hammer. You may know me as State Representative Kim Hammer, but I would like to ask you to consider allowing me to be State Senator Kim Hammer. As your state representative, I've tried to be your voice at the Capitol, and I would like to continue that tradition as your next state senator in fall of 2018. I'd like to wish the Benton Panthers good luck on what I hope will be a successful season for the football team, but also for all the Saline County teams, that we might continue a tradition of excellence not only academically, but also on the sports field as well.
Shh!
Can you keep a secret? Big news is coming soon to your UA Little Rock Benton campus. But it's no secret that we offer affordable, convenient day and night classes all in the heart of your hometown, Benton. And that's not all. We take care of financial aid, admissions, and academic advising even if you choose to attend the Little Rock campus. UA Little Rock Benton, keeper of big secrets and proud supporter of Benton Panther football. Sharing secrets soon at www.ualr.edu/Benton. Where else do steak and peanut lovers go without having to clean up the mess? Colton Steakhouse and Grill of Benton, naturally. Nothing like browsing the menu while munching on our endless buckets of peanuts. Colton Steakhouse and Grill has something for everyone. USDA choice, juicy hand-cut steaks, fresh homemade yeast rolls, seafood, tender chicken, fall-off-the-bone ribs, juicy burgers, and crispy salads. Come on into 1925 Landers Drive in Benton, where we are locally owned, operated, and staffed. Let Colton Steakhouse and Grill do the rest for you.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett, inviting you to come see us at Everett Buick GMC and discover the Everett difference. But what is that difference? It's outstanding customer service, the largest Buick GMC inventory in Arkansas, a state-of-the-art facility, and an outstanding team of professionals who put your needs first. From sales to service to financing, the difference shows in everything we do every day. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at the Alcoa exit.
Any lasting structure begins with a good blueprint, and every good blueprint must be designed specifically for the people it serves. The Benton Event Center, Riverside Park, and the new Boys and Girls Club, all designed by the professional architects at Black, Corley, Owens, and Hughes. They understand the Benton community and are a major part of our economic success. Proud sponsors of Benton Panther football and valued partners for our community.
Well, it's halftime. There's about 6 minutes left at halftime here at War Memorial Stadium. I'm Terry Benhams, John Penn, and Jim and Tony are over there like scribes, man, just pounding stone, trying to get all of the stats and scores for the halftime. Panthers lead 32-19, and John's got some few halftime stats for us. John?
Well, I think the first thing that really stands out when I look at the numbers coming in is Benton rushed the ball 20 times for 65 yards. And I think we all felt like they would have more success running the football than that in the first half. Parkview, on the other hand, 22 rushes for 164 yards. Parkview's averaging more than double Benton on the ground per carry. Benton with 181 yards in the air. That's a little bit of a surprise. Parkview only 65. That's really not. Passing, Benton 11 for 14, Parkview 5 for 14, but Parkview with 2 passing touchdowns. Yeah. And these stats are really all over the place and not what we predicted at the onset of the game. The difference, Terry, third downs, 5 for 7 for both teams, but turnovers. Parkview with 3 turnovers, Benton with none, and the Hutchison kick return for a touchdown on special teams. A couple of big plays, a couple of turnovers. Yeah, and the pick 6 also by Benton. And this is a very, very different game. So this Parkview program is for real, and the Panthers have got to take the second half of football seriously.
Well, they really do. And, you know, I know Benton jumped out to an early start, but you also have to finish. And I can't imagine that Coach Harris got to halftime giving up 229 yards in the first half. And even though you've got I guess a 13-point lead, you can't feel good about what you're seeing.
You really can't, because this is a very talented Parkview team, and it seemed like they got better, Terry, as the half wore on.
That's right. Well, I mean, 14 points. And they have a 1-point lead, and we scored 14 points in the first 3 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, they spotted us the 14 points that we spotted Bryant last week in the Salt Bowl. As far as the playmakers, Wallace, 10 rushes for 30 yards. That's a surprising stat. We figured that he would have more yards than that in the first half. Morrow, 6 for 15. Wells, 3 for 14. On receiving, Wells, 4 catches for 63 yards. He's the utility. He's the do-everything guy. We've even seen Gavin play some quarterback here tonight. Wallace, 3 catches for 33 yards, including a tremendous catch as you're looking at the replay here of halftime and that crazy catch in the end zone by Parkview's number 1.
Well, you know, Richardson used to be was the quarterback last year.
Yeah.
And now he's at receiver, and they've got the receiver playing quarterback this year. So bowling is kind of moving players like a chessboard all over the place. And fortunately for them, they're able to just kind of hang around.
Yeah.
And you kind of also get the feeling, John, that this is a little bit of an overmatch.
Yeah.
And if the Panthers come out and play clean football like we talked in the pregame, that Parkview's going to have a hard time matching up.
They seem a little more disciplined, a little bit more prepared. Parkview's speed is what's really given the Panthers problems, I think, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so as we get ready, we're about 2 minutes out from the start of the second half. We'll take a break. We'll be back with our captain, Jim Gardner, after this commercial message. You're listening to Benton Panther Football on 106.7 The Ride and watching on Fidelity Local 6.
ACDI is Benton proud. We have a long history of community involvement and activism in Benton and the Saline County area. It's why we're excited to be relocating our business here and building our new headquarters in the downtown area. We're proud to sponsor the Benton Touchdown Club. Go Panthers!
Hamilton Family Dentistry, dental care that grows with you. We're family owned and are ready to provide dental care for your family. From your newborn baby to your great-grandparents, we see them all. Give us a call at 653-2422 or come visit us at 2422 Spring Hill Road. Jones Heating and Air, located at 520 Edison Avenue in Benton, specializes in residential, commercial, and new construction HVAC systems and offers 24-hour service. Jones is a proud supporter of Benton Panther Athletics, the Saline County Boys and Girls Club, and youth sports at Benton's Riverside Park. Find out more at jonesheatingandair.com or call 501-778-3324.
Back to War Memorial Stadium, where the self-proclaimed Papa Panther just made his way into the press box.
And flex like D-Mac.
Scott Nethery, our athletic director, and Superintendent Dr. Mike Skelton.
Don't forget
Assistant Superintendent Carla Nethery. Appreciate them popping in. Out-of-town scoreboard real quick. Our opponent next week is Greenbrier, and they lead Heber Springs at halftime 20-14. Saline County teams in action tonight. Fayetteville leads Bryant 17-10. Glen Rose and Bauxite 7-6 at halftime. And Fountain Lake leads Harmony Grove 35-0. In the 6A West, Greenwood leads Southside 42-0. El Dorado leads Cabot 21-17. Russellville on top of Rogers Heritage 26-20. Arkansas High leads Texas High, guys, 7-0 at half.
Yeah, it's an athletic team down there now.
You betcha.
Harrison leads Siloam Springs 41-6, and Arkadelphia 56 Sheridan 0 at halftime. We go down to the field and Dio Vanucci with Brad Harris.
Coach Harris, they spotted us a couple points. You take away the pick six and the kickoff return, and we're only up 20-19. What'd you tell your boys at halftime?
I told them we got to start making plays. Right now, defensively, we're not playing real well at all. I mean, we should have a pick almost on every series, and it's extending drives for them. I mean, there's 2 balls down there in the end zone that we don't even bother to go fight for. You know, they just take it away from us. So we got to be a lot more aggressive defensively. Talked about that. I mean, we knew the little quarterback was going to be good. We knew he was elusive and everything else. Talked about it all week, and we did a pretty good job the first series or two. Then after that, we've quit taking the air out of gaps, and we're leaving him little seams, and he's taking advantage of it.
Well, what are your plans for the second half? Any adjustments with the defense, or just do your job?
Well, we got to do our job first. You know, that's the biggest thing right now, Dio. And if they can't do their job, there's not many adjustments. We're trying to make adjustments on the sideline a little bit with them, and they're not doing what we need them to do right now defensively. That's the biggest thing is we need them to do what we're asking them to do from a defense standpoint. Offensively, we got to quit making mistakes. My God, how many times have we been behind the chains tonight? You know, I mean, that's killing us right now, just mental mistakes on offense.
Good luck in the second half, Coach. All right, guys, back to you.
Well, Brad Harris never one to mince words, but Dio was backing away from Coach Harris with the microphone. He looked a little bit frightened there, Dio. as Coach Harris not happy with his first half performance.
Yeah, Braden Harris came out of the locker room, the former middle linebacker for the Panthers from last year, and he said, I don't know that I've ever gotten talked to by my dad like that. So apparently it was a pretty intense halftime speech by Coach Harris, and, you know, defense is his first love. You've got to perform on the defensive side of the ball to make him happy, and these Panthers just haven't done that so far.
Well, one of the things, guys, on defense is that, you know, we may have lost 8 starters, but, I mean, we've watched most of these players play for several years, and let's be honest, there's some good football players out on that field, and they're just missing assignments, and that's why Coach Harris is upset. And we talked about it in pregame, John, about playing clean football. We've killed drives with penalties. We've been out of position on defense and not playing our assignments, and those mistakes are really the difference in feeling good coming out of the locker room and feeling like you've left something on the field.
Yeah, and you hope that this conditioning issue with Parkview, not having the depth, playing a lot of those guys on both sides of the ball, you hope that kind of comes into play here in this second half. We saw it in 2014, and they played us tough again in 2015. Both those seasons, the Panthers were able to pull away in the second half. I do, Jim, want to give a shout-out to our good friend Rob Pepper, who's on the lake.
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, the chairman of the Benton Touchdown Club listening in tonight. Want to make sure we get a shout-out to him. So, I don't know, I think there's a lot more people listening in than there are here in attendance, yeah, exactly. Even though we've got a pretty good crowd. Parkview showed up with their folks here in pretty good numbers as well. But I've had a text message from at least as many people, I think, as are here in person.
I think you're exactly right. Even the parents of some former Hornets.
Yeah.
Rob Nossaman tuning in tonight from Saline County. Appreciate Rob tuning in. And even the Benton president of the Beaver Fever fan club.
Oh, boy.
The executive director of the Boys and Girls Club of Saline County, Jason Kelly, biting his fingernails to the quick tonight as the Miners giving the Beavers closer game than probably Mr. Kelly expected. And guys, Parkview going to receive the kick to begin the second half. Panthers have got to somehow keep Gary Allman bottled up. 11 carries, 94 yards, and a lot of that scrambling out of the pocket in the first half.
Yeah, this I think is the longest halftime we've ever had, short of the Salt Bowl. I keep waiting on our good friend Shane Broadway to walk out and give away some chicken or something, or throw a football in a truck bed. Yeah, I mean they gave us 3 minutes more on the clock. Now we've had at least that many more. We're working on a half-hour halftime, but yeah, I think containing the quarterback is key. And listen, he's had some opportunities to make plays with his feet that he didn't take, opting to throw the football, and it didn't turn out well for some of those plays. And boy, we really want to see this defense pick up in the second half.
Need to show their mettle here. As we begin the second half, Tylon Actamar to kick off for the Panthers. And with those fluorescent soccer shoes, he kicks it to Howard, who's returning to the far side of the field. Tristan Hutchinson with a good tackle in the open field, short of the 20. And it'll be 1st and 10 Parkview to begin the second half from their own 18.
It was a great play by Hutch. And, you know, they tried to go east and west instead of north and south, and they maybe forgot about the speed of number 11 there, and he makes a great play, and now they've got a long field, Terry.
Yeah, that's a lot better field position for the Panther defense than maybe the previous ones.
Yeah, inside the 50.
That's right.
Robert Langford, Ty Nethery, and Blake Edwards the front. Bryson Krebs and Brock Morris, the linebackers in the middle to begin the second half. 1st down and 10 Parkview as they give it off to Hadley, and Hadley running behind his right tackle is going to pick up 8 yards on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 2 Patriots.
There's that 7.5 yards a carry, John.
Yeah, and well, they just look like they're smooth doing it. They look like they could just do it all night if they wanted to this defense.
Trips to the right. That pulls Kyvan Carroll out to the edge. They're going to give it to Hadley. No, Allman pulls it, keeps, and Allman has a first down to the 34-yard line. Brock Morris and Blake Smith on the tackle. Bo Brewer helping as well, but it's a first down, Parkview at the 35.
Well, one of the things that Benton's going to have to do is they're going to have to get some hits on the quarterback. You know, Parkview's offense relies on Allman, and the Panther defense need to get as many hits on him as possible.
Right? That quarterback rode that zone read for 10 yards.
Ball on the right hash, direct snap to Allman. Late flag comes in from the referee. Allman hit at the 41 and driven backwards by Bo Brewer, and I believe we're going to have an illegal motion against Parkview, and Brad Harris says move them back.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's certainly the direction that you want Parkview's offense going, because every time that they've been in 3rd and long, with the exception of the circus catch over in the end zone, you know, they haven't performed well. And so as long as we can stay in our gap and keep them moving backwards, we'll be in good shape.
Illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, I expect them to ride that zone read as hard as they can here in the second half. That's really been their bread and butter as far as what's been consistent and working for them so far this game.
Formation pulls Cameron Ross way away from the ball as he has to cover to the trip side. Parkview just going to run it in the middle. Panthers gave up on the play, and frustration on the Benton sideline is what looked like about a 2-yard loss, John, turned into a 7-yard gain for Parkview, and Brad Harris immediately replaces the whole defensive line.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where the ball carrier falls on top of a defender and the whistle doesn't blow, and he gets up and keeps going.
Belcher, Wright, and Mannion in on the line for the Panthers here on 2nd down and 8. Allman going to keep, and he puts his foot in the ground, cuts up field, and is going to be over the 40 to the 42, and it'll be 3rd down and 3 for Parkview.
Boy, this is a
the play before. They're going to show the replay here, and yeah, he basically, he's down by a mile.
Oh my goodness! He's laying on the ground.
He was laying on the ground, elbow and a knee. That was a horrible missed call by the officials. But hey, good for the running back selling that.
3rd down and 3, Parkview. Ball on the left hash as they move left to right in this 3rd quarter. Allman takes, Allman keeps after faking it to Hadley. He's over midfield into Panther territory at the 42-yard line, and a flag comes in late, and we're going to get a hit out of bounds on the Panther defense.
Yeah, you can just tack 15 to the end of that, and boy, this zone read just killing the Panther defense, the keeper there by the quarterback. And
well, that was a patient read, John, but
really
you know, he just got 15 free yards because of a very fundamental play. When you're going out of bounds, you let go. You don't keep pulling them down to the ground.
Terry, you think that might be a little
personal foul? Late hit, 15-yard penalty, first down.
We've seen those penalties plenty before. They always come, Terry, in a frustrated time of the game by a frustrated defense.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that is. And
Patriots picked up yardage to the Benton 41. Penalty tax on 15. So Parkview has it at the Benton 26-yard line. The opening drive of the 3rd quarter. Panthers lead 32-19. Patriots on the march, and they give it to Hadley, who lowers his shoulder and powers into Bryce Gallagher, the sophomore linebacker, on the tackle for Benton at the 21. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5, Parkview.
Yeah, and how about the running back putting our defender on his back on that play? Parkview came out to compete in this second half, I'm telling you, and they're doing good so far moving this football.
2nd down and 5 play, and Allman is going to keep. Allman reverses field, and he is going to have first down yardage. Bo Brewer, the first Panther to hit him at the 15, piled down to the 11-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 Parkview at the Benton 11.
Well, you know, we expected to see a lot of ground pounding coming out the second half to try to wear Benton's defense down so that they can get them to the fourth quarter and score points. But I'll tell you this, they're just beating us to the point of contact up front right now.
Mikhail Dukes in at nose man for Benton on 1st and 10. Parkview at the Panther 11. Try the comeback route in the left end zone corner, and it's incomplete as the pass a little bit short of the intended receiver. DJ Sturgis in coverage for Benton.
And you wonder if Parkview is going to get away from what got them here. You're inside the red zone, and now you're going to start throwing the ball and abandoning that which got you here 70 yards ago.
Second and 10. They give it to Hadley, and Hadley's got the touchdown. Trevon Hadley scores from 11 yards out. And, man, on the opening possession of the second half, Terry Parkview just gashes the Benton defense.
Well, it's what we saw a lot of in the second half, our second quarter. And unfortunately, whatever adjustments we made at halftime, we've still got to keep searching.
It's a 7-point game, and Parkview going to go for 2 as Allman is going to roll to the right. Now reverses field back to the left. He makes something out of nothing and then overthrows Keaton Richardson. So the conversion fails with 8:48 to go in the third quarter, but it's a one-score game. Parkview has cut the Benton lead to 32-25, and we go down to the sideline and Dio Vanucci.
Yeah, guys, Coach Harris is not a happy man right there. What we just talked about in the halftime interview as they came out did not happen. Our linebackers, and what's happening down here, guys, is that zone read is so tough for this defense because we're a gap-controlled defense, and you think you've got to have the A gap, but then that quarterback pulls it, and now you should have had the B or the C gap, and so it's just putting our linebackers in a bad position and making it really tough for them to adjust on the fly.
Well, and you hear people compare it to a fast break in basketball, Terry, where you've got a 2-on-1. One guy's got the ball. If you commit to him, he makes a pass, he scores. If you commit to the guy that he might pass it to, then the guy with the ball scores. No matter, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to guess wrong regardless of what you do in that situation, and that zone read is built around that basketball analogy.
Well, it absolutely is. And, you know, one of the things, when you have a quarterback that can make the proper read, it's just like Dio's talking about, it's almost impossible to stop at the point of contact.
10-play, 82-yard touchdown drive for Parkview to open the second half. All 82 yards on the ground. And Trevon Hadley scores from 11 yards out. Took 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And we've got a 32-25 game as Juan Aguiar kicks it off. DJ Sturgis fields at the 10. DJ Sturgis with the running room over the 30. Through the 40-yard line, flag flies in at the spot of the tackle. And they have marked the ball at the 41-yard line. We'll see if the return stands.
Well, regardless of what happens here, how about thinking back, Terry, to the first quarter and 3 botched extra points?
10-yard penalty, be first down.
Yeah, we'd sure like to have those
we'd
back.
like to have those 3 field goals back or 3 extra points back because at least that would have it a 2-score game instead of a 1-score game here. And that kind of puts the heat on the Panthers. And
it's a ball marked at the 31 of Benton following the penalty. It'll be first down and 10 Panthers. Zach Wallace and Clayton Mertens will line up in the backfield, along with Colin Morrow, Joshua George, and Jared Hastings to the left side of center Jackson Shelton. Bo Belcher and James Durling to the right. Gavin Wells, Michael Allison, and Peyton Paulette are your Benton receivers. It's the chain set. 8:40 to go in the third quarter. Benton leads 32-25. First play of the second half for the Benton offense. Wells in motion, and we've got a penalty marker on the play. And a false start against Benton, and Austin Jones immediately checks in.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5 yards, first down.
So we'll take a station identification break following this play. One play and then a station ID. 1st and 15 following the penalty for the Panthers. Empty backfield now, 5 receivers set. Morrow with the tunnel screen to Michael Allison, who catches and is dropped at the 26. We're going to step aside for 10 seconds. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride. Second down. Second down and 15, Benton at the Panther 26-yard line. Morrow with Wallace in the backfield. Morrow keeps. Morrow over the 30 to the 35. Ooh. Hit hard at the 36-yard line. Boy, that's scary, John, to see Colin running into hits like that.
Yeah, he has that Case and Mertens mentality when he runs with the football, that he's not going to go down any other way but head first. And
mark it at the 37, leaves Benton with a 3rd down and 4. And the hard count, there you go. They get the defensive end. That's McCoy
Dead
to
ball.
Jump.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty.
And it's a first down sponsored by Nate Beck.
There, who's in, I believe he would be in Northwest Arkansas today. But, you know, Coach Harris in his halftime interview, if you call it that, said that, look, we've been playing behind the chains all night. And so, lucky break there for the Panthers.
Pick up a first down via the penalty. Ball at the 42-yard line. And Morrow's going to swing it out to Zach Wallace. Gets a block from Clayton Mertens. Boy, you see the speed of that Parkview defense converge on Wallace as Canu able to bring him down at the 44. 2-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they've got great speed. And, you know, they looked a little slower against Star City, but that first game is always difficult.
Quick pass out to Peyton Paulette, and again, Canu on the tackle. Keyshawn Carroll as well. It's going to be a loss of 1, and Benton now faces a 3rd down and 8, John.
Yeah, and they're reading everything.
Yeah,
they're reacting and absolutely swarming the ball, and that's not what you wanted to happen to this Parkview team, is for them to get some confidence. But, well, they're picking up on what we're doing and not giving us any room.
Need a first down here as they give it. No, Morrow pulls it, and Morrow's going to have the first down. That was a good fake to Gavin Wells on the jet sweep. Morrow over midfield to the Parkview 46, and a fresh set of downs for Benton.
Well, that's a big first down, John. That was a first down that this Panther offense needed desperately.
2 receivers to each side now on 1st and 10 at the 46 as Morrow throws. Gavin Wells makes the catch, and they're going to mark him shy of the first down at the 37-yard line. Boy, that's a good connection from Morrow to Wells on first down.
Starting to see some of these defensive linemen and linebackers getting back to the line of scrimmage. They haven't gotten everybody set the last couple of plays. I think they're starting to tire down a little bit.
Braden Hendricks in the slot to the right on 2nd down and 1. Morrow eludes pressure, throws, and Braden Hendricks makes the catch. Gets a good block in the open field from Peyton Paulette, and it's going to be a first down for Benton as the Parkview sideline. The coaches out on the field in frustration as the Parkview Patriots slow to get up.
Offense.
Oh, no.
And the play wiped out by a holding penalty back at the 41 as John Penn groans in disgust.
Well, and you know, I think the Parkview coaches were wanting the new, I don't know, the DO rule.
I call it the powder puff rule.
The powder puff rule that DO doesn't like, but it wasn't a blind side
block rule.
Yeah, I think that was legal. I think that call was right. We didn't see the hold down here.
What a great block by Paul.
Boy, it was.
2nd down and 11 following the penalty. Ball at the Parkview 47-yard line. Hendricks in motion. Morrow rolls to his right. Now throws back to the left. It's deflected. Hendricks able to catch it on the deflection. But again, the speed of Parkview's defense converges, and it's going to be a completion for a loss back to the Benton 48.
Yeah, they're not giving us anything on the screen game. And
well, the things that we're earning, we're taking away from ourselves with mental errors and penalties.
That's right.
Chandler McIntosh, a sophomore, on the last tackle for Parkview, and now it's 3rd down and 15 for the Panthers, and a penalty marker across the way, and I believe we're going to get a sideline warning against the Parkview bench. And you can hear applause from the Benton fans across the way.
It may be getting a little chippy down there, too. I'm not sure.
Sideline warning, Parkview.
Linesman on the far side has heard enough.
Yep. That's a polite way of saying that your coaches need to stop talking.
Time to pipe down over there.
Well, most of the calls are going your way. How could you be upset?
I'm not sure that's what it's all about, but at any rate.
5:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's 3rd down and 15 for the Panthers. As Colin Morrow is going to send 3 receivers to the right, 1 receiver, Michael Allison, to the left. Morrow looking right, now rolling right, now reverses his field back to the left and throws, and the catch is made by Michael Allison at the 45-yard line, and it's going to be 9 yards short of a first down, guys. 4th and 9, Benton at the Parkview 45.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that play even had a chance to get a first down. I don't think that was his first option there.
Well,
a chance here to pin them deep, Terry.
Yeah, there's a good chance to pin them deep, and the problem is that there was an open receiver, and you could have thrown it, but you would have had to know that he was going to be there. And if you take that chance and the defense reads it wrong, then you've got 6 going the other direction.
Bryson Krebs on to punt for the Panthers. And it's a wobbly punt that bounds at the 21, takes a Panther row, and Bo Brewer gets to the football before it reaches the goal line and downs it at the 2-yard line. Great effort from Bo Brewer, the deep snapper, John.
Yeah, that reminds me of a play. I think it was against El Dorado and Brandon Black, the old bandit. Started that tradition of that P. Stone and Brewer have continued here, and Brandon getting the down in it at the 1-yard line. I can't remember what game it was, but
I will tell you this: Brewer,
that's a great punt.
Brewer's a senior, and he's a leader on this football team, and he just walked out and started slapping his teammates' hands and saying, "Hey, let's get this thing going. Let's start playing Panther football."
Glen Rose leads Bauxite 22-16 with 5 minutes left in that ball game, as Parkview in the shadow of their own end zone now, and Allman is going to keep. He picks up 4 very difficult yards as he's tackled by Cameron Ross, who's been huge tonight, has a defensive touchdown for Benton back in the first quarter. It's a gain of 6. It'll be 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. 2nd down and 6, Patriots at their own 6-yard line. Clock nearing 4:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. Benton leads 32-25. As the give to Hadley, and Hadley has first down yardage to the 20-yard line, running over the left side of that offensive line. And guys, Parkview just getting yardage in big chunks on the ground tonight.
Yeah, and when we had defenders there, just couldn't make the play. The speed and the slip, they almost look like they're slippery, like they're hard to tackle the way that they just bust through that line.
Hadley, a transfer from North Little Rock, gets it. That time, Ty Nethery explodes from his defensive end position and drops Hadley for a loss back at the 17. Great play that time by Ty Nethery.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we needed, Terry.
That's exactly right. That was a very timely play. He just shed the left tackle and got to the backfield, made a big play, big second down.
Second down and 13 for the Patriots. Panther linebackers showing blitz. They're going to keep with Allman. And Allman's hit by Cameron Ross. That's a great tackle in the open field at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 12 for Parkview. Really good tackle that time from Cameron Ross.
Defensive second half.
Yes, that's great gap discipline too. Staying home, protecting your area of the field, not getting sucked in.
Well, they've had success around that edge, and that's where they were going with that. And Cameron Ross just didn't get caught out of position and had the athleticism to make the play.
Chris Wright checks back in, replacing Mikhail Dukes on 3rd down and 12. And the throw to the Parkview sideline, and DJ Sturgis with a hand on the back of the receiver is going to get called for pass interference.
I'm going to say that the North Little Rock, that the Parkview sideline gets the Academy Award.
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty, resulting in a 1st down.
Well,
he was there.
He was there early. That was a good call. You know, we get on the refs pretty hard
him
sometimes.
He had his right hand on his back. Yep, he was riding him a little bit.
Out of the break.
But they made sure the ref called it.
Yes, they did.
Hey.
Yes, they did.
That's what you're supposed to do.
That's a 3rd down.
That's it.
That's a punt that we don't get.
That's right.
1st and 10 after the penalty. Parkview with it at the 32, and they hard count the Panthers offside. And boy, we are seeing a revolving door on that Panther defensive line as an immediate
dead ball, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Immediate substitution after the encroachment. It's 1st and 5 Patriots at the 38-yard line. One back offense for the Patriots. Ball on the left hash. Allman looking deep, sets his feet, throws, trying to get it to a Lebke on the post route, and it's incomplete, Terry.
Oh, no, somebody's hurt pretty bad.
Devin Griffin.
Is that Devin Griffin? Devin Griffin made a great play on the ball, stretched out, but it looked like maybe he came down wrong, and he looks like he's hurt pretty bad, guys.
T.J. White and Brad Harris hustle out to check on Devin Griffin, our junior cornerback. 5'11", 150-pounder.
That was one of those plays when you dive with an outstretched arm and you just kind of land wrong. There's a chance for either a separated or dislocated shoulder is what it kind of looks like to me. I'm no doctor, but I've seen that happen before with the diving play.
Well, the way they're holding him, it looks like that is.
We'll watch this on the replay.
I'm not sure I can watch it.
Yeah, it looked like he landed kind of wrong on his shoulder, on his right shoulder.
We've seen Devin play a lot of plays tonight. He and DJ Sturgis rotating at one cornerback position. A great show of support from both the Parkview and Panther fans across the way as Griffin assisted to the tent area to be checked out by the Benton training staff.
That's going to pull Bo Brewer back into that safety role and get him off the line of scrimmage a little bit.
Yeah.
So Sturgis replaces the injured Devin Griffin in the Panther defense. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Parkview. Ball on the Patriot 38-yard line. Hadley in the backfield with Allman. Panther linebacking core peer in. They give it to Hadley. And Hadley is going to be tackled at the 41-yard line. So another big 3rd down play for the defense, guys. 3rd down and 2 Patriots.
This is a big down, John.
Yeah, and the Patriot O-line doing a great job tonight blocking.
3rd down and 2. We'll see what Bobby Wynn and Brad Harris dial up for the defense here to get a stop. Need one for the PDC. And Allman's going to keep. Allman's got the 1st down over the 50-yard line. And, boy, the Achilles heel of the season thus far is the inability of the defense to get off the field on third down.
Yeah, and he was very patient that time. He kept it, and he got behind number 25. That's Trayvon Hadley. And there was just no way to collapse that hole down on him, and he got through there, and a big first down for the Patriots into Benton territory.
At the 47-yard line, it's 1st and 10, Parkview. Again, Allman pulls it, and again, Allman has a lane over the 40-yard line down to the 39. And, well, we're going to be having nightmares of Gary Allman tonight in our sleep. This guy just getting 7-8 yards a pop.
Well, and it's because of good decision-making, Jim. That was a great play by Allman. In seeing the weakness in the defense, the running back was hit initially out of the backfield.
2nd down and 2 for Parkview. Ball at the Benton 39-yard line. They're going to shift the strength of the formation to the right. Snap back to Allman. Miscommunication for Parkview, and Bo Brewer initially with help from Ty Nethery are going to drop Allman for a loss back at the 42.
Bo Brewer trying to get that crowd fired up. Senior leader stepping in, trying to get his teammates jacked up. This is a critical 3rd down for the Benton Panther defense. It's time to get off the field, Jim.
Nethery to the sideline. Mannion checks back in at defensive end. Bo Belcher is in there at nose. 3rd down and 5 for Parkview. As Allman again keeps Allman outside. Boy, Cameron Ross with a shoestring tackle. And John, it's going to depend on the spot.
Yeah, he's going to be a yard short, and they're going to go for it. They'd be crazy not to. You know, watching this Patriot offense reminds me of watching. You ever watch the team runs a double wing, and they're just really, really, really good at it? You can never figure out who has the ball.
4th down and 1 for Parkview, as they have had great success in this second half on the ground, going for it on 4th down and short, and they just give it to Hadley, who is hit. I think he's short, guys.
No, he got it. He stretched out for it. Depends on which official gets to spot it.
I don't think he got it.
Linesman on the far side is giving him first down. Linesman on the near side now moving a yard forward.
Guys, the side linesman who was marking the ball moved a yard and a half.
Brad Bolding throwing a fit across the way. He's not happy with the spot.
How could he not be happy with the spot?
How could he not be happy with that?
Dio, what's the view from the field level?
Well, I've got a pretty bad angle on it, guys. I'm having to look up at the big screen here at War Memorial to even really see that angle. It's just it's tough down here.
If Matt Johnson can show that again.
I couldn't tell where they should have spotted him either. I saw what John saw, where he kind of squirted out of the pile and stuck his hand out.
Very critical stretch of the chain, and it is short. The PDC is held with 7 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter.
Huge.
I'm not sure that the Patriots didn't get a bad spot there. When you watch the replay, he stretched out for it, and he clearly got the ball beyond the 37. Watch right here. Here's the 37, and here he stretches out. I don't know. It looks like he barely got that first down, but it was close. We'll take it. We'll take it.
A gutty effort from Hadley.
Good spot.
Bo Brewer with an aggressive tackle to hit him first in the backfield. And the Panthers finally catch a break on the south end of War Memorial Stadium. 1st down and 10, Benton at the 37, and Zach Wallace is going to carry for 3 yards on the final play of the 3rd quarter. We've got 12 minutes to go tonight. Boy, we've got a barn burner. It's Benton 32, Parkview 25. Come back for the 4th quarter on Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Family-owned businesses are the backbone of a growing economy. For over 40 years, family-owned Warwick's Hydraulics has specialized in manufacturing and repairing welded hydraulic cylinders and making them to exact specifications for customers all over the country. This work is guaranteed and they ship anywhere in the USA. Warwick's Hydraulics, machine specialist and proud sponsor of Benton Panther football. Call Warwick's Hydraulics today at 501-316-3156 or email them at warwicks@live.com. Dependability is their family tradition.
One of the biggest factors in your child's learning experience, whether it's book work or athletics, is their vision. Doctors Glenn and Skinner and the skilled staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic are here to help you see a better world. And they want everyone to have access to quality eye care. For thorough, visual, and comprehensive eye exams, call our optometric physicians and staff at Benton Eye Care Clinic at 501-778-2020. For quality eye care close to home on Highway 5 next to the Long Hills entrance, Benton Eye Care Clinic.
As we begin the fourth quarter, it's 2nd down and 7 for the Panthers at their own 40-yard line. Zach Wallace is going to carry over the 45-yard line. He's close to a first down as he falls forward to the 47-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 46, a yard short. It'll be 3rd down and 1, Benton.
Yeah, I love the call here on offense. 2 straight plays, just run it right at them.
3rd down and 1. Jackson Shelton, Bo Belcher, Jared Hastings, Joshua George, and James Durling, the offensive line for Benton on this critical 3rd down and 1. Bo Brewer in the backfield. Colin Morrow keeps, and he has a first down at the 49-yard line, and the Panthers convert on 3rd down.
Great read by Colin Morrow. And, you know, with Zach Wallace getting 175 yards and 5 touchdowns, you kind of feel like that they want to ride the horse from here on out. 7 points up and 11 minutes on the clock. It'd be nice to have a good long drive right here.
Panthers moving left to right here in the fourth quarter. Gavin Wells gets it on the jet sweep, and he tries to spin out of a tackle at the 50-yard line, falls forward into Patriot territory. Keyshawn Carroll on the tackle. It's a short gain, giving 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8, Benton at the Parkview 49.
Well, how tough does Gavin Wells run? He has been absolutely lit up a couple of times here tonight. He is one tough player.
5'8", 150-pound sophomore, and he runs a lot harder than his size.
You betcha.
2nd down and 8, Panthers. Wallace and Mertens in the backfield. Morrow rolling to the right, looking downfield, pressured, and he's going to be sacked back at the 40-yard line, and in there on the sack, Marquell Alcorn for Parkview, and it's a huge loss for the Panthers of 12 yards and leaves Benton with a 3rd and 19, John.
Yeah, and we're not built for this type of football right here, the big play against a team with this kind of speed. And it puts us in a really bad situation. And what we've seen prior is just try to get as many yards as we can, and we have a chance maybe to pin them deep.
3rd down and 19. Wells in motion out of the backfield, going to set up a screen to Zach Wallace. And Marquell Alcorn has made a name for himself on back-to-back plays. He drops Zach at the line of scrimmage, and Benton on 4th and 19 will send on the punt team.
What a great defensive stand by Parkview. And great individual defensive play by number 34. He stayed at home, and he read that play from the start.
Bo Brewer to snap. Bryson Krebs stands at his own 26 to receive the snap and punt it away. High snap. Krebs pulls it down, gets the kick away. A flag thrown as Krebs was knocked down. Reception is muffed by Trayvon Hadley's brother, Tyrell Hadley, muffed out of bounds at the 16. And we've got a 5-yard running into the kicker, and I'm sure Brad Harris is going to decline that because of the strength of the punt, John.
Yeah, I was fixing to say, even if that was the 15-yarder, pinning them inside the 20.
Yeah, just 5. 5-yard running the kicker, penalty is declined.
So that's what Coach Harris elects to do. Parkview will have it 1st and 10 at their own 16, and Dio, we need a defensive stand right here. Can you cheer on the PDC?
Yeah, I'm going to do my best down here, guys. Yeah, that last offensive series was a little bit frustrating. Really, we started moving the ball with Zach Wallace a little bit, and I really thought, like John did, that they were going to kind of feed the beast right there. I thought it was a good time for it in the fourth quarter. I mean, he's one of those running backs that you feed him the rock a few times, and once he gets to going and feeling that rhythm, he's almost unstoppable.
So first down, Patriots at the 16-yard line. 5 men in the box for the Benton defense as the Patriots with trips to the right. And Allman hands off. Hadley hit in the backfield, escapes, and he is going to pick up 7 yards, guys, and it should have been a loss of 2.
It should have been a loss of 2, like you said. And,
yeah,
that's arm tackling.
We saw it last week, too, against Bryant, that we have a hard time getting off blocks, and we tend to miss some tackles.
So it's 2nd down and 3 for Parkview at their own 22-yard line. Clock nearing the 8-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Benton leads it 32-25. Allman takes the snap, throwing deep, trying to get it to Howard, who makes the catch, and it's a huge gain for Parkview down to the Benton 22, but 2 flags lie near midfield. They mark it at the 20-yard line, and we'll see if the play stands.
That's going to be a penalty on us.
Okay. Pass interference, Dio?
Watch him hold him.
Okay.
On the defense, penalty decline, be 1st and 10.
Dio Vanucci with the call, Jim Gardner. Good eye.
So it's a 58-yard pass reception as Joe Howard hooks up with Gary Allman, and the Patriots are in the red zone. They trail our Benton Panthers 32-25 with 8 minutes, 8 seconds to go. And it's 1st down and 10 Parkview at the Benton 20. Ball on the left hash. And Allman gives off to Zach Smith. No running room that time. It's Kyvan Carroll, Blake Edwards, and Brock Morris combined to tackle Zach Smith at the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, Brock Morris crashed that time a little bit untouched and was able to get to him right at the line of scrimmage. That was a good play by him.
Our doomsday prepper, John, needs to bring a little doomsday to the Patriot offense right here.
No doubt.
2nd down and 10. Patriots at the Panther 20-yard line. Hadley back in and running back for Parkview. And Allman fakes to Hadley, keeps, and that time the Benton defense was ready for Allman. A 1-yard gain as Bo Brewer that time played it very well. It'll be 3rd down and 9 Patriots at the Benton 19.
The 2 seniors combining to shut that play down completely. You know, they can't make the right read, Jim, when both of the potential ball carriers are laying on the ground.
So a big 3rd down play here. 3rd down and 9 Patriots at the Benton 19-yard line. Allman is going to roll to his right. He's going to throw, and DJ Sturgis broke on the ball very effectively, almost picked it off. The pass intended for Keaton Richardson.
Boy, that'd have been nice if he could have come up with that ball right there. He might still be running.
Oh, boy, he made a great break on that.
He sure
you
did.
can see that on the Fidelity Local 6 replay.
And now we've got the play of the game, guys. It's a 7-point lead for the Panthers, 6:45 to go. It's 4th down and 9 Parkview at the Benton 19. Snap clock at 10, and now Brad Bolding is going to call for a timeout. They don't get it. Now they do. A late whistle after the ball had been snapped.
Timeout, Parkview.
And that's Parkview's first timeout of the second half. They've got 2 remaining, but boy, we got to reset. It's 4th and 9 Patriots. Ball at the Benton 19-yard line, 6:44 to go in a score game. Play the game right here, guys.
No two ways about it. And, you know, once again, Benton finds themselves in a situation where they've got to get off the field, John.
How would you like to play in the 5A Central? Little Rock McClellan, Parkview, Pulaski Academy, Little Rock Christian. Boy, there is some stout competition. And I'm going to tell you what, you know, I think you got to put Parkview in the mix in the talk of who the top teams in that classification in that division are, Terry,
Well,
in that 5A Central.
Bottom line is whoever they play against, they're going to have to be able to contain speed.
No doubt about it.
Because these guys, again, when I was watching the film on them, John, in the Star City game, they didn't look this fast. They looked fast tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, they've turned it on. We're giving Benton all they want here at War Memorial as we try to break the curse, Jim Gardner.
Parkview offense and Benton defense reconvene at the Panther 19. 4th down and 9. Allman drops back. Allman looks to throw, and he throws short of his intended receiver, Joe Howard, at the 10-yard line. It's incomplete, and the PDC has held on a big 4th down and 9. The ball goes over to the Panthers.
Okay, so John,
he had him at the 10. His receiver was open. He just missed him.
Here's what good teams do, even when they're not having the best night.
You betcha.
Your offensive line takes over the game right here.
Now.
And the Panthers will start this possession with an empty backfield. Now Zach Wallace in motion. Morrow fakes to him and keeps, and Morrow is going to be near a first down as he was hit at the 29-yard line. That's where the linesman on the near side is marking the ball dead, and we've got a new offensive lineman in for the Panthers, John.
Yeah, Tristan Redd, number 74, and he had a good block there. It really opened up the middle of the field. Boom. Also number 73 in there,
Austin Jones. Couple of youngins on the right side of the Panther offensive line as Morrow fires quick to Gavin Wells, who makes the catch. A Patriot dives on the pile late. Wells to the 38-yard line, and it's going to be a 1st down and 10 Panthers with 6:19 to go in the ball game. Empty backfield for Colin Morrow. 1st down and 10. Benton at their own 38.
Well, you got to look at the matchup that Wallace has got right now.
As Morrow takes the snap, looks towards Zach Wallace's direction, throws. Michael Allison is going to make the catch, and he is going to be near midfield at the 47-yard line, a yard shy of a 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 1.
And I tell you what, Gavin Wells came open on that play, and I'm sure Justin Ray saw that. They're going to go bunch formation in the trips over here on the near side now.
Panthers going empty backfield exclusively on this drive.
Watch Wells.
5.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Now Zach Wallace shifts to the backfield. A pistol look this time for Benton. They give it to Zach Wallace, and he picks up 3 yards to midfield. It'll be a 1st down at midfield, 1st and 10 Panthers.
That was the pass action play, Terry, if you will. He faked the pass to Wells and handed it off to Wallace.
As Wallace will remain in the backfield, sets up to Colin Morrow's right. 1st and 10 Panthers, clock nearing 5 minutes to go in the game. Benton leads 32-25. Is Morrow going to throw it out to Peyton Paulette? The throw low. Paulette went down to catch it. They're going to say he caught that football, and it's a loss of 1 back to the 49.
Either way, that play was going nowhere, whether he caught it on his shoestrings or standing straight up. Parkview had 2 guys there, and their closing speed, Terry, when they make a read, is about as good as I've seen.
Well, their speed is so good, it's hard to run something the short side of the field.
2nd down and 11. Clayton Mertens in the backfield as an H-back. They fake it to Zach Wallace. Morrow keeps, and Morrow dropped for a 1-yard loss back at the Benton 48, and the Panthers will face a 3rd down and 12 now, John.
Well, I would like to say that the Parkview players are down there with hands on their hips, breathing hard, because I thought that's where we would be at this point in the game. But Terry, they don't look tired to me.
They're still making plays.
3rd down and 12 Panthers. They'll bunch a trip set on the hash to the left. Ball near the right hash. Allison single receiver to the right. Morrow rolls to the right, looking for Michael Allison. He underthrows him, and that ball nearly intercepted by Tyrell Hadley at the 40-yard line. It's incomplete, and Benton faces a 4th and 12.
Great coverage.
Yeah, it was. Hadley read that like a book. He knew exactly what, as soon as Allison broke down, he knew what to do.
There.
And we were lucky that he didn't intercept that ball.
3 minutes, 49 seconds to go, and Brad Harris sends on his punt unit. Bo Brewer to snap, Bryson Krebs to punt it away. Joe Howard, the return man for Parkview. Krebs stands at his 33-yard line, takes the snap, kicks a wobbly end-over-end kick that hits at the 23 and bounds out of bounds at the 22, right down near Dio Vanucci. Dio, big possession for the PDC right here.
Well, it's the biggest possession of the game. This is what it all comes down to. We've allowed Parkview to stay into it in the 4th quarter, and they've got an opportunity right here to tie the game or take the lead. I'm not sure if Brad Boulding is a riverboat gambler or not, and whether he'd go for 2, but they're taking us to the edge right here.
No, Brad Harris was going to go for 2 had the offense scored in the Salt Bowl at the end of that ball game. Going to play to win. We hope Brad Boulding doesn't have that decision to make. 32-25, Benton leads. 3:43 to go. Parkview with the ball at their own 22-yard line. 1st down and 10. Gary Allman hands off to Hadley, and Hadley is going to be wrestled down at the line of scrimmage by Brock Morris, the 5'10", 190-pound senior weak side linebacker.
Yeah, and how big are all those missed PATs in the 1st quarter? I hate to keep bringing that up, but that would give you a 2-possession lead. It changes the complexity of the game at this point if you're up by, if they need 2 scores to get up on you.
2nd down and 10, Parkview at the 22. Allman going to drop back, looking to throw, looking deep for Joe Howard again. He's going to overthrow him. Tristan Hutchinson laid out for an interception attempt at the 35. Couldn't come up with it. It'll be 3rd down and 10, Parkview.
It's hard to understand why Parkview feels like they've got to do that when they've had so much luck with that zone read running game. You got 3 minutes and 2 timeouts, and all you got to do is score 1 time. And we've not stopped that really all night long. When they made up their mind, that's what they were going to live and die by.
And 3rd and long is a great place for us to be in. And
you betcha.
Now you put yourself in the 3rd and long situation, and you're going to have to execute.
3rd down and 10. Trips to the wide side of the field. Allman looking that way. Now pressured out of the pocket by Chris Wright. Allman reverses field. Ty Nethery gets to him. Allman gets rid of it. And the Panthers, I believe they're going to mark him down for a sack, John, back at the 5-yard line. Yeah. And what a play from Ty Nethery, number 91.
Yeah, Nethery had him down. His knee went down before that ball came out. And you'll watch it here. And he's had so much success scrambling tonight against these big linemen and interior backs. And you see
Ty Nethery is a strong young man.
Yeah, he is. They're going to say the forward progress, I guess, stopped him before he got the ball away.
They mark it back at the 6, so Parkview going to have to punt out of their own end zone with 2:40 and counting in the 4th quarter. Panthers leading by 7. Low snap that Aguiar picks up and punts. It's a high, short punt that the Panthers get away from, And Parkview is going to down it at the 33-yard line. That is great field position for the Benton Panthers, who need to milk 2:34 off this clock.
Yeah, and I think Zach Wallace and Bo Brewer are a good way to do that. You sprinkle in a little bit of Gavin Wells on some misdirection. And Colin Morrow running right up the middle, right behind that big center. Those are the things that have really worked for us tonight.
Yep. Colin's been running hard, and he's been making good reads on those runs, too.
He has. He looks more mature to me tonight. And his decision-making has been pretty good.
He's a gamer.
He is, no question about that.
First down and 10, Benton. Ball at the Patriot 33-yard line. And the Panthers going with Brewer and Wallace in the backfield. Bo Brewer is going to get the handoff. He lowers his shoulder over the 30-yard line, falls forward to the 28-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain. Great job on first down.
See if the Panthers slow their pace a little bit here. Yeah, they're going to let this clock run.
You don't need points as much as you need to bleed that clock dry.
Right.
And Colin Morrow again looks to the sideline as the snap clock at 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Panthers work it all the way down, snap it with 1 second left, and the give is to Bo Brewer, and he is going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage by Trevon Hadley, the outstanding linebacker of the Patriots, as that clock continues to run. Parkview with 2 timeouts left.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't burn a timeout right there. I guess they're going to hope they get the stop here and stop the clock.
Hey, I got a quick injury update on Devin Griffin. It looks like a broken collarbone.
We don't need any more of those. 3rd down and 5 Panthers as again Morrow bleeding that snap clock. Gives to Bo Brewer, and Bo Brewer eludes tacklers in the backfield. Brewer to the end zone. And there's the dagger for the Benton Panther offense as Bo Brewer, for the life of him, looked hemmed up at the 30-yard line, escapes and scores on a 28-yard touchdown. And Benton finally drops the hammer, guys, with 1 minute left.
Yeah, we're watching the replay. Look, Brewer is fast, but he is strong, and he runs hard. And they weren't going to you're not going to arm tackle Bo Brewer.
Hey, guys, that's what seniors do.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's leadership.
And that was somebody's pick to click.
Yeah.
It was.
And he showed up big right there.
On offense and defense. And we've seen him make some big plays on defense. We've seen him make some big plays on special teams. Brewer's a guy that gets it done in every facet of the game.
39-25, Benton with a 2-score lead, a minute left to go. Dio, you had a great view down there of Bo Brewer's touchdown run for the Panthers.
Yeah, what an awesome run. I mean, and just like Terry said, I knew when Brewer got the first handoff that Brad Harris and Coach Ray were going to go with their senior on that. Nothing against Zach Wallace at all, but when the game is on the line, you depend on a senior leader, and you want him to come through and prove it. Well, Bo Brewer just did exactly that, and that was an awesome run, by the way. He kind of squirted through there after he dodged a couple of tacklers and then just broke free. And I'm going to tell you what, it's a glorious sight down here as I watched him run towards me and the pylon.
A glorious sight as Bo Brewer races by Dio Vanucci to the end zone. Woo! We have had to sweat one out here tonight, guys.
Yeah.
There's still 60 seconds left, but you can kind of take a deep breath as the Panthers have gotten all they wanted from a very, very improved Parkview Patriot football team. Tylon Agdamar has it teed up at the 40-yard line and kicks it off. He kicks it deep, and Joe Howard is going to field it at the 5-yard line. He's going to return it right up the middle of the field, and he's going to be hit as forward progress stopped. Cameron Ross over to finally finish off the tackle. Tristan Hutchinson in there as well at the 30-yard line.
Yeah,
52 seconds to go.
Who diverted his path on that, Jim Gardner? Well, Terry, I'm going to let you announce that.
Announce what?
Who diverted the ball carrier's path that time? That was Bo Brewer.
Bo Brewer.
He's the one that pushed him into the arms of the waiting Panther tacklers.
So it'll be first down Parkview with 52 seconds remaining. Patriots do have 2 timeouts. They trail Benton by 14. Allman drops back. Bryson Krebs loses his helmet on the play as the completion made from Allman to his receiver. That is Tyrell Hadley along the sideline. Krebs comes to the sideline for a play. He kept playing without a helmet on, John.
I can tell you, if there's one player on that defense who's not going to stop when he loses his helmet, it's Krebs, and I'm just glad that the ball wasn't anywhere near him after his helmet came off.
Bryce Gallagher replaces him on this 2nd down and 5 with 45 seconds remaining. Allman looking, Allman throwing, and the catch made by Keaton Richardson, and he immediately gets out of bounds at the 44-yard line. First down Parkview.
The Panthers in a cover 4 kind of prevent defense look, and they're going to give Parkview that underneath stuff as much of it as they want.
Hadley in the backfield. Allman takes the snap.
Boom.
Allman loses the football, and Bryce Gallagher comes up with it, the Panthers sophomore linebacker, and that will do it, as the Panthers will be able to run out the clock.
Wow.
How about the sophomore, Terry?
Yeah, I couldn't see who made the initial contact, but boy, there was a bull rush right up the middle.
That was Gallagher leading the pack right up the middle there, and we'll get to see this on the Fidelity replay. And they get it queued up, and you'll see there Gallagher coming through there, and that's Robert Langford with the big hit.
That was
Gallagher came around the other side and cut off his escape route. But what a tackle by the nose guard, Robert Langford. We used to call him BA for bad attitude in junior high school, and I'm going to tell you what.
Colin Morrow takes the snap and takes a knee.
We don't even go under center when we're taking a knee.
And that'll do it.
And Brad Bolding is already over midfield. None of his players have left the Patriot sideline. He's going to meet Brad Harris very near the Benton sideline as the Panthers don't have to snap it again, and Benton is going to get a 14-point win tonight, 39-25 over the Parkview Patriots.
Well, that was more than we bargained for. I didn't think it would be this close of a game, although I knew Parkview was a much improved team. But, well, they gave Benton all they wanted. But, guys, the curse of War Memorial Stadium, can we all breathe a sigh of relief as that gets lifted here with this win?
Well, let me just say this. As a lifelong Boston Red Sox fan and a lifelong U.S. Army football fan,
okay,
I can tell you one thing about all sports curses. They end eventually.
At some point.
And the misery on Markham ends tonight as Benton beats Parkview 39-25. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have the Colton Steakhouse postgame show, and the Farmers Bank and Trust MVP will also have an interview with head coach Brad Harris. Benton wins it tonight, 39-25 over Parkview. This is Benton Panther football on 106.7 The Ride and Fidelity Local 6.
Smith Caldwell Drug is located in the heart of downtown Benton. We're an independently owned pharmacy that strives to give our patients the best quality and care possible. We offer free delivery service and convenient drive-through window. Our friendly staff will help you with your insurance billing needs and much more. Be sure to shop our large boutique, gift section, and baby department, where you get free gift wrapping. Smith Caldwell Drug, in the heart of downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a full-service glass shop located in historic downtown Benton. Allied Glass is a third-generation business and family-owned and operated since 1967. Mirrors, shower doors, commercial storefronts, auto glass repair and replacement, tabletops, screens, plexiglass, and much more. For all your glass needs, call Allied Glass at 501-778-6244, located at 115 East Sevier in downtown Benton.
Farmers Bank and Trust is proud to support the Benton Panthers and wish all of our local football teams, cheerleaders, bands, and supporters a safe football season. With multiple full-service branch and ATM locations throughout southern Arkansas, Farmers Bank and Trust is here for all your financial needs, now and in the future. Open an account, apply for a mortgage loan, or find a convenient Farmers Bank and Trust location near you today by visiting myfarmers.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Saline County is one of the fastest growing areas in the entire country. At Saline Memorial, we've been growing too. Our hospital is in the top 5% for patient safety nationwide. We've incorporated advanced technology, expanded services, and strategic partnerships that bring the state's best doctors right here. And we've done it all without losing the comfort of private rooms and personalized care. This is healthy growth, close to home. Saline Memorial.
Woo.
Welcome back.
Deep breath night, Terry,
Yeah,
as the Benton Panthers get a monkey off their back here at War Memorial Stadium in a 39-25 win over Little Rock Parkview.
Well, it was a great football game. On the scoreboard, there's a lot of points scored. There was a lot of yards on offense for both teams.
Well, it was an offensive first half and a defensive second half, and there was a lot of momentum swings in this game.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, we got the win. We break the misery curse here at War Memorial. But more importantly, hey, it was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, it's also one of those games that this is a typical game just like the Salt Bowl. I mean, it's a good matchup. It tests your team. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because it's not a conference game.
That's right.
And so as we go into the next week, which we got Greenbrier on the road, we'll have our last warm-up before we start conference play. And once conference play starts, then it's game on. And you've got to have all of the issues that we had on defense worked out by then. And I'm certain that the coaching staff will get all of that worked out.
Panthers win it by 2 scores, and how about 2 huge non-offensive touchdowns in that first half. Cameron Ross, a 26-yard interception return, and Tristan Hutchinson, an 86-yard kickoff return, 4 touchdowns, and those turn out to be a difference maker in a 2-score win. We go down to Dio Vanucci with head coach Brad Harris.
Yeah, Coach. So we got the finish that we wanted. I know that second half was probably not exactly what you wanted out of it. Tell us what you told your kids just now.
Well, honestly, I felt better last Saturday night coming off the field than I do right now, even though it's a W. I mean, I know a win's a win, but I didn't think we executed nearly as well as we did last week. I didn't think we played with a lot of energy, you know, and that I guess that happens sometimes when you come off a big emotional game like we did last week. But, you know, 2 different environments, but we got to come to play better than what we did tonight. Now, give Parkview a lot of credit. That quarterback's something special. He's a tough one, man, and that little running back they got, and he also played doubles at linebacker. They got some dudes over there that can play, man. They got some talent. So they're going to cause a lot of people a lot of problems, but we got to play better than that. Defensively, we're still not getting our run fits like we need to. Just the little things that we worked on since day one, you know, and that comes from not having the experience that they got, you know. I think hopefully we get better as the year goes on defensively. Right now, I don't know that we can start much worse. I guess we did a little bit better. It was 49 to 32 points. So next week, hopefully we can keep them down just a little bit more offensively. Second half, we was stagnant. We had too many negatives in our favor, and it was all on us, you know. So we've got to get some things corrected. Thought we had a good week of practice on offense. Thought we had a little bit of swagger to us, and then tonight we just didn't come out and have it.
Well, as you go into this week, what are some positives you take away? What are some things you're going to build on this week?
Well, I'll say we finished here at the end. We had come up defensively. last 2 series we get some stops, so I think that's something to build off of. Their back was against the wall a couple of times, and they made some plays, so hopefully that immature or young, whatever you want to call it, maybe they learned something there. We hope we'll build off of that. And then offensively, I thought we had spurts. We had some good plays, and then we had negatives. So, I mean, we hit a couple of good pass plays. They were real athletic on our screen game. We wasn't able to get much going right there. Our run game was almost non-existent tonight, in my opinion. We didn't do a real good job. They were real quick in the box, and they gave us a hard time. But we missed some reads with our option game and stuff. So we got to go back to work on that. But we'll pull a few positive offensively, and at the end, defensively, I think that's a plus.
Thanks, Coach. Good game. We'll see you next week. All right, guys, we're going to send it back up to you guys.
All right, as we continue on the Colton Steakhouse Panther postgame show, Benton winners tonight 39-25. John Penn, your impressions of Brad Harris's comments?
Well, I think that, we've seen 3 teams now, 3 opponents, Central in the scrimmage, and then Bryant, Parkview, 3 very, very different teams. Yep. Terry, I think we've gotten a look at kind of what this Panther team does well and what they struggle with. One of the things we struggle with, particularly on defense, is team speed. Now, next week at Greenbrier, I don't think we're going to have to deal with that. It's going to be a 4th opponent and a very different team, Jim Gardner, from any of the previous 3 teams we faced this season. So I think we're still in the process of figuring some things out. And I think this team is getting better. I think we were exposed a little bit tonight with that speed on offense and defense. They kept giving us all kinds of problems. But going forward, we'll see how this all plays out in conference. Right now, the injuries is what's scaring me a little bit. You lose Hudgens.
That's right.
And Jensen White is out. Now, they'll both be back at some point in the middle of the season. And now Devin Griffin, who is coming on and playing big.
And Joshua George, who's playing hurt.
Joshua George is playing hurt, and let's not forget about Dylan Ferguson.
Yep.
Okay, he would be huge for us right now at defensive end, subbing in, and then our kicker Breck Rambo out for the season. So
that's right.
A lot of injuries right now, and I think it's creating an environment for the Panthers that's a little bit chaotic.
Let's take a quick look at the stat sheet before we shut down tonight. Parkview, 46 carries, 255 yards on the ground. Panthers just 126 yards on the ground tonight rushing. Benton throws for 213, Parkview 136. Parkview outgains Benton in total offense, 391 to 339. Colin Morrow, 21 of 25 passing tonight for 213 yards. How about Gary Allman? Brad Harris mentioned him. 24 carries for 133 yards tonight. The slippery quarterback of the Patriots, Terry.
Well, he's an athlete, just like Coach said, and he is a great field general for that read option that they do. I mean, he makes the right call on just almost every handoff. And, when you've got someone that can run that efficiently and can make all the right decisions, they're hard to stop, guys. And then you give him 4.4 speed, and he's just trouble.
And he's got speed around him. That's the problem. If it was just him, maybe we could hem him in, kind of like, trying to catch a wild animal or something. But he's got speed all around him, speed in front of him, and he makes very good decisions.
We got to get a Farmers Bank and Trust Panther MVP tonight. So, John, I think you're going to win the pick to click, to be honest with you.
Well,
so why don't you get us started here on the Panther post game?
Listen, I made the case for him last week, although I understand why you would, Zach Wallace would get the MVP. But for me here tonight, Bo Brewer, Farmers Bank and Trust, probably going to be upset if we don't give that MVP to him. I think he deserves it. He does so many things on special teams, offense and defense, but guys, the leadership that you see out of him, the desire, he is that senior leader that we needed. He came up big for us tonight, and he's a playmaker.
Well, and I'm glad to hear John say that, because it's a little bit of a homer pick for me. But I was going to say, Bo Brewer, and actually it's not because of the play of the game that he made. it's because when he went out on the field, and I made mention to you guys, he's fired up.
You betcha.
And he's trying to get those other guys fired up. That's when the PDC started shutting things down.
It seemed like it turned around when he turned around to the stands and did the chest bump, and you saw Brad Bowling about come out of his headset there wanting some sort of an unsportsmanlike call, and that was kind of the thing that got this defense maybe a little bit inspired.
Bo Brewer, 3 carries, 32 yards tonight. All of those critical yards in that fourth quarter and the big 28-yard touchdown to seal the Panther win. And what can you say when you've got an outside linebacker who can go play running back, who can be your deep snapper, who downed a punt at the 2-yard line? I mean, Bo Brewer did so many things tonight. Bo Brewer, our Farmers Bank and Trust Benton Panther MVP tonight in the win. Guys, we'll go to Greenbrier next Friday and play a Panther team that defeated Heber Springs tonight 34-20.
Well, you know they're going to be very disciplined. You know they're going to play hard. They're going to be well coached. There are times that we've struggled against Greenbrier, and we've lost to Greenbrier a number of times in the last decade. Yeah. We've kind of owned them, Terry, late in the series, the last, say, 4 years or so. But they're always a dangerous team. Again, a very, very different opponent than we've seen so far this season.
Well, you're going to see a lot of things offensively like we saw tonight. Spreading the ball out, going laterally, side to side, and then trying to hit you deep. And I think that the Panthers will be ready to play next week. And sometimes when you have a game that you struggle a little bit in executing, that helps you in the following week. Very similar to what we did with Central and then the Salt Bowl.
Very well coached Greenbrier team. Randy Treble, the head coach there, and we'll be there next week for the pregame show at 6:30, kickoff at 7. For John Penn, Terry Benham, and Dio Vanucci, for our state championship producer and director, Matt Johnson. For our Fidelity Local 6 crew, Dakota Baxter, John Courtney, and Rashad Morrow on cameras, Morgan Garrett on graphics, and Barrett Pfeiffer on replay. Thank you to Steve Johnson and Robert Richardson from Signal Media, to Benton Athletic Director Scott Nethery, to Tony Linehan of the Saline Courier, and to the #1 fan of the Benton Panthers, Freddie Reinhardt. I'm Jim Gardner. We've had a joy bringing you the game tonight. Benton wins at 39-25. Until next Friday, thank you for being with us on 106.7 The Ride. Good night, God bless, and go Benton.